First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yakalba Page, the Manasseh passing out was a great millstone. Shalom, Akim out there pushes word in all truth and sincerity. Any sisters out there listening, brothers out there listening, you know, that's not quite prophets yet, you know, trying to get it while they're getting good. So yeah, it's lucky we streamed, you know, about 10 minutes earlier, but we realized it was audio problems. The water for the dude that was on the chat, the brother that was on the chat, that, you know, made mention of it. So we should be good now as far as the audio. If we're running into any problems, brothers, please let us know. But we're just gonna go back into it like, you know, like we just started. So you know, I was just kind of going into like, you know, the calm before the storm right now, and you got to get this truth now while you still are able to, right? And you know, there's a lot of bread and circuses that Esau's pushing forward, and there's that spirit that's going out of bread and circuses where it's kind of like, you know, you're kind of excited for the things that are of the world in a way, like, oh man, like, you know, this and that is kind of good, like, you know, you might be doing all right, you know, people, you know, jobs are paying more, kind of give you the opportunity to do a little bit more with your money, but it's all a distraction from the real prophecies at hand, which is that RFID CHIP, you know, that Jacob's trouble. That's going to be an ultimate prophecy that's going to befall all of Jacob's trouble. But anyways, come with that precept again, Salaki.
Yeah, it's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth,
yep,
while the evil days come not,
yep,
nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yep, there you go. Give me that put off from not day to day.
Yeah, that's
returning to the Lord.
Yeah, this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 7. It reads, it says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put off not from day to day.
Yep. Can you look up the word tarrying for me? Yep. Actually, brother, can you know how to look up words? Can you look up the word tarrying for me? Oh, you're not gonna be able to look at it in the rock, but just look up a definition, dictionary. Yeah.
Okay. Wow,
yeah, mine, you got it. Just get it. But go ahead, Slack, go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put off not from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yakalba Page.
And that's very important to understand. That Yakalba Page is coming with wrath. All right, Nahum, the first chapter, talks about vengeance. We can get that. Nahum, the first chapter, on what the Lord is coming to bring, and the anger and the fierce, righteous anger that He's coming to bring. Okay, so don't put it off from day to day, because when the Lord comes with His furious anger and rebuke of flames of fire, then you're gonna know. All right, you're gonna know, like the scripture said, a prophet had been among you. You're gonna know that you were living ungodly, living a fucked up lifestyle. Okay, and you're gonna start to see. You're gonna see that the prophets and the harsh words that they came in wasn't nearly as bad as the harsh judgments that Yahweh Shai while Yahweh was coming in. All right, and that's what you're gonna understand. You're gonna understand. Oh man, them prophets that were speaking on the corners, like they ain't nothing compared to what's actually happening when that fire under your ass, you know. And you're gonna know that it's of the Lord. Okay, when the Lord come back, all right, in his coming, you're gonna know it's of the Lord. It's not gonna be of any, you know, crazy interpretation or like. You're gonna know it's Yakalba Page. Everyone's gonna know it. All right, He's gonna make it known. Go ahead, Slide.
Want that word tarry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Miami, you got it.
Tarry in the Webster Merriam is a verb. It says to delay or be tardy in acting or doing.
Yep, to be tardy in acting or doing. All right, so imagine you go to work and you got a job to do, and you tarry to get to work, and you're late to get to work. Especially if you're on a timeline. If you're on a budget, a timeline to get a certain thing done, and you show up late, you have a possibility that you won't get that task completed in time. And the task that we have, and that was set out for us, is to prophesy, okay, into the coming of Yahweh Shai, into the coming of His return. So if we tarry, if we're late to that, we might not, you know, basically blot out our sins, right? Like we might not
be ready for that bridegroom.
Yeah, exactly. We might not be ready enough. Like, you know, like all the parables say, you know, like
the parable of the 5 foolish virgins.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
They had to go and get the oil, but in the process of them going to get the oil, right? They missed that window of opportunity because they weren't ready.
They wasn't trimming.
They weren't ready.
Yeah.
Yep. They tarried, man. They delayed.
Yep.
That's it on that precept?
Nah, it says yeah, so it says For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed.
Yes, suddenly. And it is gonna appear all of a sudden. And to those who just kept putting it off, it's gonna come to these people like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like literally out of nowhere. But to the prophets, you know, who's looking and measuring the times diligently, like the scriptures say, we're gonna be prepared for it, all right? We're prepared for Jacob's trouble, right? When they start cutting things off and things are very hard to come by and things are very scarce, we're prepared for it because we've been testing and trying our body, right? And Yakalba Page has been testing and trying our spirits and our body.
I got a preset real quick. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself.
That's right.
But the simple pass on and are punished.
Exactly, the simple pass on and are punished. And those simple-minded people, you know, when they're going to put it off from day to day, when that punishment does come, it's going to seem like it was just out of nowhere. Meanwhile, you know, that we've been prophesying it for years, you know. They had the opportunity to get right and get ready. What?
That's it on. Oh, it says, and thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
The day of vengeance. Remember, that's the day of the Lord's vengeance. When he comes back, he's coming back to bring vengeance. Get me Nahum 1 and 2. Or Nahum 1.
I got one. This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Yep, exactly.
In those times in trouble.
Yep.
Knowing that this stuff is coming, that whatever is written in the Bible is going to happen.
Yep.
That's what the Lord said.
And what's a good point to that is like having this knowledge right now to the worldly people, it seems like there's no benefit to it. They look at it, they look at it like, you know, all you're doing is preaching cloth. You know, like what is that knowledge going to do for you? How is that going to get you a car? How is it going to get you a house? That's what they think. They think of the carnal aspect of it.
But we're here telling you this is what the Lord said.
Yep.
That's the difference.
It says about laying out the riches laying out the riches that moth. Give me that slug. I think it's James.
It's Matthew.
It's Matthew. Yeah. We lay up our riches in heaven, right? And part of that is doing this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that to the people looks like it's, you know, has of little profit. Like it doesn't profit us nothing. Coming out in the corner doesn't profit us any worldly gain. So they look at it from a worldly aspect, like, you know, what are you doing with yourself? You know, but we're trying to inherit that incorruptible crown, like the scripture. Or we're trying to inherit that incorruptible crown, like the scripture says. The incorruptible crown, yeah. Salakia, of my stumblings. All right, if y'all brother gotta step in to correct anything I might misspeak. I've been up for like 24 hours, so Salakia on that. Just going in the spirit here. So Slacky, if I misspeak, I'm gonna try to correct myself and I'll slow it down.
I got it. You want that Matthew?
Matthew?
Yeah, I got it. Matthew 6 and 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Yep, and we do that with our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We do that through learning. Okay, we do that through the scriptures, right? And just building ourselves up. All right, and we use Yakalba Page's correction, all right, to help build us up as well. We don't, you know, we take that on. We take that on. Any type of chastising that comes from the Lord, we take it on wholeheartedly because we know it's to build us up. We know it's to give us that incorruptible crown. You got precept? Yeah, but
1 and 3.
I think you can start off. Yeah.
2.
Yeah, the real riches is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We're obtaining the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in hopes that, you know, when Yahushua said he goes to prepare a place for us, we're going to be counted among that, so that place, you know, we can receive, right, with humility as, you know, part of that consolation for doing the work. That's what we're doing. We're not looking to labor to be rich in this society. We're looking to be rich in the kingdom to come. Real, true riches is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And if we have it, and we're part of the hopeful elect, and that's what's going to afford us the kingdom. Beginning with the elect, because it's all about the elect right now. You know, the rest of Israel, they're going to be saved, but they're going to have to be saved after they're destroyed in this destruction that's coming. Right? And that's a very harsh thing, because they're without. They're without. They don't got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right? They're storing up riches for themselves here on earth. That's why their focus and concentration is on carnality. All right? They want to land the best job here in America. They want to make that dollar bill, right? They're all about that paper. They're all about the hottest whip. They're all about the baddest bitch. They're all about the carnality of this world, man. When they're not realizing we're going to have riches beyond comprehension, but we have to build ourselves up in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to get to those riches. Okay? Right now, our reward is deferred. Okay? For prophecy's sake, it's deferred. Okay? Because we're going to get all those pleasant things. All the pleasant things that a man could desire in righteousness, we're going to obtain those things. But for now, like the brother said, we got to endure chastening, right? That's building our character. It's building our integrity, right? It says that an acceptable man shall go through the furnace of adversity. So we got to take upon those different chastenings with humility, right? Keep our integrity. We know that these different prophecies are coming to pass where our spirits are going to be tried. We're going to be tried, you know? And what's going to keep us stable, like the brother read? The knowledge. So what are the true riches? The knowledge. That's what affords us stability in this crazy world that we live in. Those are real riches, man. They keep us sane. It's a defense, right? Wisdom is a defense, right? And money is a defense. But wisdom is more preferred. Because money ain't going to be a guarantee. When all hell breaks loose, what's going to be the guarantee? Whether or not you got that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you're using it in the times that are coming. So those are the real riches, brothers. Those are the real riches, as we already know. But for those who might be tuning in for the first time, they got to learn these different key words and buzzwords, you know?
With that money, you'll get robbed.
What's that?
With that money, you'll get robbed to begin with.
That's it.
If you got the knowledge to hide and pray to the Lord, maybe that's all it takes. Maybe that was the proof.
Well, that's how we hide ourselves.
Yep.
Right? Well, we hide ourselves in the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that we make the right, proper decisions based upon the times and the things and the events that are happening. Right? Whether or not we should go take a damn experimental drug. What should we do? Well, what did the Lord say? What's our dependency? Is it on man? The Lord said not to put trust in man, right? Curse is the man that do it. And then you see clearly the people who did trust this system and trust that experimentation, they're cursed. That's why they got all types of issues.
Shalom.
Yep.
And like he said, they don't see profit in what we do. But like he was telling you guys, this is knowledge, and through knowledge is power. Not just knowledge. This is through power.
Yep. You got a precept, you said?
So
No, go ahead. Come to that precept. So.
this is the Rock, chapter 29, verse 11.
Lay
Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High.
Okay, say that again. Read that again.
Rock 29, verse 11. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
Yeah, go read that again.
Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
There you go. There you go. That's a beautiful precept. That's why I wanted to keep reading. I heard what you said about that. Listen, people have to hear that again because that's perfect to what we were saying, man. The scriptures complement that what the brother was saying beautifully. And like the brother said, like if you trust in your riches, if you trust that paycheck that you get from Esau, the Most High can take that from you. He can have someone take that from you. So we know that money is a defense. We understand it has its uses, but we don't put our trust in that like that's going to deliver us. All right. We know that that's it's going to be cast away pretty soon.
Money give us wings.
Yep, and flies away. We also know that the Lord is the author of that.
Poverty, riches and all that.
That's all coming from the Lord. Yeah, so we understand that like as much as He gives us, He gives it to us, He can take it away from us. So we take any money, any job that we come into with a little bit of money, we take it on humbly and appreciative of the Lord that the Lord gave us that, and He can take that away from us, and we try to do right with that money that we get. We try to take care of the brothers. Every brother try to be charitable when they come into a little bit extra money. And that's the spirit you should be in. You shouldn't be laying it up and trying to do vain things with it.
Yeah, real quick. I'm not sure you finished or what you got.
Is it on there?
This Sirach chapter 11, verse 14. It says, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord.
Damn, read that again.
Come of the Lord.
Read that again.
This is Sirach chapter 11 and verse 14. Prosperity and adversity.
Yep, prosperity and adversity. Prosperity meaning, you know, when good things are happening, when you're prosperous, when things are going great, you know, you fucking catch every green light on the way to work. Work's great. No one's on your ass. You go home, you get a good night's sleep. You get a good meal in you. You know, everything's good. You know, you're enjoying life. You're having giggles. You're laughing. Just everything's just going great. Go ahead. That's from the Lord.
God. It says life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Life and death, that doesn't come from Satan. All right, it's an adversary. Or adversity, which is like another way of, you know, like adversaries. The adversity that you go through, or the adverse times that you go through, that's of the Lord, right? So when you know, you fucking you hit every red light on the way to work. You end up getting late to work. Your fucking boss starts riding you for every little damn thing. You know, you don't have enough money to pay your bills. That comes of the Lord, all right? You gotta understand, it's not of Satan solely. It's of the Lord who told Satan to bring these persecutions upon you. Read Job. It perfectly explains it for you. That is the Yakalba Page giving the authority to Satan to act out these this adversity upon you. Okay, it's to try you. We know that it comes from the Lord, so you know we take it. We said it earlier. We take it cheerfully. Just take it for what it is. It's to build us up. Go ahead, life and death, right? That it all comes from the Lord.
Yeah, I'll read verse 11. It says, "There is one that laboreth." The Sirach chapter 11:11. There is one that laboreth and taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind.
Damn. Yep. Damn. It's just basically like you can't get ahead, man. You do all that shit and you're just behind, man. And like you gotta understand from a spiritual aspect, you know, from the carnal side, it looks like we're behind, you know, to the world. But we are so much more ahead than these people really realize. Okay, we are looking for heavens and you know, a new heaven and new earth. All right, things that can't be seen. All right.
A lighter, yeah, right here.
We got these people that do all this stuff and you know, trying to live their life, and they're so much far behind, man. You look at guys like LeBron James, man. You don't realize how far behind that dude really is. Our people are way far behind than they know.
Show them how to use the lighter. Oh, this put the other socket. Yep, it work?
Yeah, it works.
All right, socket. Yeah, so yeah, the more people behind because what? In the time, of course, Dick and Trump, they're not gonna have the truth. You know, if you have the truth now, obviously you're gonna be more wiser and make these decisions in Dick and trouble. You know, when all hell breaking loose. You know, if you're right now like pretty much just focusing on things in the world, like I say, when the world actually is falling, what? You're gonna be sitting there
confused, perplexed, yeah. Yep.
Like, what the hell?
Yep.
I wish I knew what they knew.
What you were relying on your entire life, 911 and just your money and all that, that's gonna come to naught. So you're gonna leave looking stupid. Like, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? Normally, you know, I could buy myself out of this this trouble in some way, right? Somewhere, some fashion, right? You might, you know, fucking fall down and you know bruise your arm up real bad, and you can't even go to the fucking Rite Aid to get yourself some damn, you know, ointment or some damn bandages. And now you got this fucking open wound. Excuse my language and all that, but like you're not prepared for that, okay? And then you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to call upon. You're thinking, oh man, you know, like, you know, whatever Esau got, you know, set up somewhere. I swear I gotta go. I gotta go where Esau, you know, got set up. And you know, you're gonna find yourself. But Esau got that set up, and that's going to be their saving grace, which is going to be ultimately the destruction. They're going to think that, oh, this is where safety is, but that's really going to be your destruction. Anyway, Slut, go ahead.
Time. All right, we're going to another one. This is Sirach chapter 11, and I'm gonna start at verse 20, and it says, "Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein.
Yep.
and wax old in thy work.
Yep. There you go. Be cognizant. Oh, and be cognizant. So like it talks about, you know, to holy conversation. You know, to always be in holy conversation. Good.
And that godly behavior.
Yep, godly behavior. Right? Scripture talk about don't be unequally yoked together. When you come together with brethren, you know, you want to do that more often, because when you get, you know, out in the world, you be at work and all that, like these worldly people, man, they bring you down. So it's a breath of fresh air when you're with brothers, you know, when you come out and, you know, do this work. But just fellowshipping in general is a beautiful thing, you know. You know, if a brother is asking for your help for something, be inclined to help out, because it's a beautiful thing. It's just good to, you know, help a brother out. It's good for your spirit. It's good for the, you know, the body. You know, it's good for your atonement of sins. Right?
Yep. It says, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in Yakalba Page and abide in thy labor.
Yep. Marvel not in the works of sinners. Right? Don't be concerned, you know, on how they're prospering in their wickedness. You know, just focus on being in a right state of mind and doing the work to the best of your ability. You know.
For it's an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on us, the sudden, to make a poor man rich.
Yep. See that? And the thing is we understand that. We understand that he can make us rich, you know, with you know, FRNs. But we know more importantly that the Most High is going to make us rich in salvation. All right, that's where that's where you're really going to see our work. Lord willing, that we are a part of that number. But that's how you're really going to see your worth. That, you know, you're up in the chariots receiving that salvation, and the people are looking and saying, how did this man, you know, make it out? You know, like Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter said. And that's going to be the ultimate work, you know, that of our ultimate status that you can possibly attain to is salvation. There's a whole status that's going to come with that. You know, it talks about how the kingdom, the people in this kingdom, the last in this kingdom should be first, and the first shall be last. It's like I said, there's a whole status. If you make it all the way to the end, and the Lord finds you acceptable to be of that number, of that elect number, it's going to be a whole status, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing.
Yep, that's real.
Yep.
Got precept?
Yeah. You got precept?
Yeah.
All right, go. Anybody else got precept? We'll go. All right, go.
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath,
Go.
but righteousness delivereth from death.
Yep. And you know, I'm telling you, you want to say something on that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, basically, you know, people are storing up their treasures here in heaven, in the king, in Babylon, but all that stuff is gonna be destroyed. And ultimately, what we want to do is, you know, store spiritual treasures in heaven. And honestly, sow our works to the Lord, Yakalba Page.
Yep.
You know, as the scriptures talk about in Galatians 6 and 8, it says, for the spirit, let me get it real quick, because we don't want to be sowing unto, you know, things that are wicked.
Yep.
It's Galatians 6 and 8. It says, for he that soweth to the flesh shall of
the
the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. So spiritual things that we do, like fasting, prayers, giving alms, like the brother was mentioning earlier, you don't want to just have your alms in your back pocket and just saving money for a rainy day, so to speak, beyond your means. If you have extra, you give extra, because that can save your soul, man.
Right. Yeah, like,
Charity covers a multitude of sins.
that's it. And I want to say, like, you know, if any of y'all brothers, you know, kind of into you know, investments and stuff like that, in the stock market, like, it can be equated to these you know, precepts in these scriptures, and just how you live your life. So if you invest, you know, we're investing our stock in Yakalba, which almost seems like it's not moving nowhere. But we have insider knowledge that it's going to increase its value. At some point, it's going to increase its value, because we know that certain things are going to happen to increase the value. Just like a stock, right? There's other people that are investing their stock in something that's just quick, right? If you would see it going up, and they feel like there's no end in sight. Oh, this stock is great to invest in, right? Which is the stock of the world. But they realize that they invest in that stock and put all their time and their efforts and their, you know, money into that. They're going to realize that as it's climbing up, it's going to hit an immediate decline. Their stock is going to be worth nothing. While our stock, which is in Yakalba Page, is going to be 100-fold. Okay, and like I said, if you understand stocks, you kind of understand the parable I'm trying to make here. But, you know, we invest in Yakalba Page, and like I said, the world sees it as like there's really no gain of it. There's no profit right now, right? We're still the same, like I'm gonna quote this fucking bitch, we're the same niggas in cloth, you know, 11 years ago that we are today. But like I said, we see what where our stock is gonna, you know, bring forth, right? Every week we invest a little more of our time, a little more dedication, right? We're constantly investing. Every year, we're investing more of our time that could have went, in somewhere else, but we decided to dedicate it to Yahweh Shema Shai. There's a great reward for that. Okay, nothing that can be compared to like the scripture says. And the words that I'm speaking in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, this is of that lovely song. Like brothers should be coming by and adhering to this and thinking, oh man, I want something greater, I want something better, But you also got to understand that with this lovely song, it's a very bittersweet thing. It's very bitter because you understand that. If you can get me that, in order for it, I think it's an apocrypha, to get to the wide, you got to go to the broad. It's like a city. Yeah. In order to get to the wide, you got to go through the broad. Like, you got to understand when you hear how great everything's really going to be, and the spiritual powers and the salvation and just having reign over your enemies and all that, that comes with a basically a price. It's going to come with some hardships. It's going to come with that bitterness. So we talk on both sides. We talk about the graciousness and the grateful things and the lovely things, but you gotta understand it's gonna come with some hardship. You got a precept?
Yeah, I got one. This is 1 Corinthians 4:10. We are fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, but ye were wise. In Yahweh Shai, we are weak, ye were strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he said earlier, to these people, they don't see any profit on what we do. We could actually be getting ready to, who knows, to go to the club tonight. We're trying to be safe. We're not just making an effort because we're fools. I mean, in your eyes, we might be fools, not in Yahweh's eyes.
Exactly. That's a beautiful precept, brother. Beautiful precept. You have a precept? Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
Another beautiful precept. Bring it out again. Riches are not going to deliver you, man. How many times did I tell you this? Go ahead, bring it out. Brother.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath.
Right, and like I said in the beginning, we understand that last day is the day of the Lord's wrath. It's wrath that He's coming to bring. He's not going to come to you and say, oh, you saved up and you were able to get $5 million in Esau's kingdom. Congratulations. And He's going to give you. Say, no, He ain't giving you shit. All right, He's going to give you destruction because you didn't live your life according to Yahweh Shema Shai. He doesn't want that for you. Like it says that it's easier for the camel to go to an eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. So you have to get, basically what I'm trying to get at in better terms, you got to get your priorities straight. If you really want salvation, you need your priorities straight. Yes, money has its defense, but it's not going to be your salvation. We put that on the back burner. All right. Proverbs the 6th chapter, we can get that a couple of precepts. Go ahead, read that again from the top.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
There you go.
For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Damn, a speedy riddance. Like I said, it's gonna be a speedy riddance. But I'm telling you, like right now, it seems like it doesn't seem like that's even possible. But like I'm telling you, when that destruction comes, it's gonna seem like it's gonna be like a blink of the eye. Like if you ever had something bad happen to you, like everything's kind of going good, you might get into a car accident, you thought everything was cool, and all of a sudden, just like that, basically your whole world changes. Like now you have all this fucking shit to deal with, and you would have never thought that it was gonna happen like that, And that's only a small example of the real destruction that Yahweh Shai is going to bring, and how mind-boggling it's going to be for a lot of people who aren't prepared. The elders brought up that normalcy bias. Normalcy bias is a great example or a way of thinking of how this destruction is going to overtake the people. They're constantly living in normalcy, like everything's just normal, everything's cool, nothing bad's going to happen until it finally does. It's going to be a speedy riddance. That's good freedom.
Like that frog, like you boil the frog.
Yep, that's it. Yep. As the water heats up, they get kind of used to it until the point at which it's boiling to where it's dead, all right? That whole time that water was getting warm, the frog didn't realize nothing until it was boiling, and at that point it was too late, and the heat and the pains came so much. The precepts, the scriptures describe it even better. Like a woman that be of travail of 9 months. You got that?
Yeah, no, I got something else.
Oh, it says the same thing. A woman, you know, through her pregnancy, she's pretty much cool all the way up until till the labor pains. That labor pains don't slack. They come suddenly. They come swiftly. You know.
But you could be smart and exercise before they happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yep. You go on the medicine ball and you know the women can get their pelvic regions ready for it and stuff like that. Yep. 100%. Yep.
I got one, I guess. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. And like he was explaining, that's how people are gonna get caught up. The days of Noah again. I'll say it. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. A thief is not gonna tell you when he's coming, especially at night. He's gonna camouflage and hide. So the same thing is going on. If you decide to be ignorant of what's going on, that's on you.
Yep. And a lot of our people, man, are leaving their house unlocked. Because why? Because it's been years. No one's been over here. You know, they think to themselves that they live in a land where there's no one that comes through. No one comes through here. Why do I gotta lock my doors? No one comes through here. And then when you least expect it, guess what? Someone's gonna come through.
Water effect.
Yep.
That's why they call this place the land of unwalled villages.
Yep. And our people have a weak and defenseless mindset, man. They don't have no defense. They don't even know what defense they have to get. Like, you know what I mean? They don't know that the scriptures is defense. You got a precept?
I had that precept you asked for.
Which one?
The second Ezra.
Come on, you can bring that out. You got to say you got a second precept? Yeah, you bring out the Ezra for me. Okay.
Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field.
Yeah, and this, man, I love the book of Ezra, man. Like, Ezra was showing a lot of great things in by the angel, and he fasted to get these revealings to him. But like, Ezra is a great reason for why the Apocrypha was taken out. I mean, all the books, all these books, when you read it, like, you realize that Esau had to take this out. Exactly. You know what I mean? He had to. But this is 100% a canon. This is part of, this brother has it right here. This is part of the King James Bible, okay? The 1611. Okay? But go ahead. This is a beautiful precept, all right?
And it's full of all good things.
Yep. And that's the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
The entrance thereof is narrow.
The entrance thereof is narrow. Go ahead.
And it is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Yep.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Yep. So imagine a city just so great. Like, you know, everything you want, okay? Able to grant you whatever you want. You have no worries, no troubles or anything like that in the flesh. But in order to get to that city, you have to go through a very, very narrow passage. All right, you see it off in the distance, right? It's far out in the distance, and you have to travel on this really narrow path. And it's just going to talk about how it's only enough space for one person to go there at a time, and you have to battle fire on one side and a deep one on the other side. All right, that's basically the analogy is that's hardships that you got to go through to go to that beautiful, righteous city. And that's what we are going through right now. We're going through those trials and tribulations to enter in that kingdom of heaven. Lord willing, we make it all the way through, and we're welcomed at that gate. By Yahweh Shimon Shai. And that is likened unto the chariots. When the chariots come down, get beamed up, all right, get taken to the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth. All right? It's not going to be up in the fucking heavens, all right? We ain't going to be, spirits floating around. We're going to be fleshly bodies ruling with vigor, okay, under Yahweh Shai in the land of Israel, okay? Thus saith the scripture, all right? It says the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
No.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance,
yep,
if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Right, so it was granted him. It was this inheritance. Hey, listen, this kingdom is yours, okay? Go to this is your inheritance. It's yours. You own it. How can you inherit it if you don't go through the trials and tribulations? This kingdom is inherited to basically the nation of Israel, but more so importantly the elect. All right, the elected nation of Israel has that inheritance. But the only way they can receive that inheritance is by going through them trials and tribulations. Go ahead.
And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Yep, even so it's Israel's portion. Now, the reason why Esdras was basically, asking the angel this is because Esdras was basically saying, like, listen, like, if Israel's gonna go off and, fuck up, like, why even make them the special people anyway? Like, why even make them go off? Is what Esdras asked, and the angel said, like, listen, like, one, he was basically like saying, like, the Lord's just gonna do whatever he wants, but more so, like, for the aspect of, like, learning, like, we now know righteousness and we know wickedness. We are going to be 100% perfect in the kingdom, knowing both sides. But that's just the way the Lord set it up. Ultimately, what the angel reveals to Esdras is he basically said, like, that's the way the Lord set it up. And you really can, he's like, listen, if you can search all the waters, if you can make a woman withhold her pregnancy longer than 9 months, the Lord will tell you all these things. There's a couple different things. But the angel said, like, listen, the Lord will tell you all these things. But he's like, Esdras like, well, I can't do that. He's like, okay, exactly. So it's not for you to understand these things. The reason why I bring that out is because, a lot of people have a carnal mindset and they can't wrap their mind around some of these prophecies and some of these things. A lot of people that when they come into this truth, they think like, well, why would the Lord allow, kids to perish, and why is all this bad stuff happening? There really is a God. Listen, it's the way the Lord set it up, point blank, period. And all this trial and tribulation, all this hell we have to go through is ultimately to receive a great reward. That's all I got to say on that. That should be it on that precept. You got a precept?
Is that second Ezra 6?
Yeah, it was second Ezra 6. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're holding that?
I had it open on my phone.
Oh shit! That's
the other day.
Oh yep. That's good. You got a lot of presets. All right. What do you got?
No, I don't have anything.
What do you got? But you have anything that you have it? We can hold off on that.
They got this is the book of Job, chapter 11, verse 7. Canst thou by searching find out the Most High? Canst thou find out the Almighty until perfection? Right.
That's a rhetorical question. Go ahead.
You can't.
You can't. Yeah, it's a rhetorical question. You can't do that. You can't search the Most High. And like, you don't understand. You can't understand His ways. His scriptures talk about His ways are not your ways. His thoughts are not your thoughts.
It's just like the vessel trying to figure out why the potter made him.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And the thing too is we also have like our mindset is so torn because of the slavery that we've been in and just the corruption of Esau that realistically in when we perish and in the spirit we do understand all things. But right now there's some things that it's just not expedient to know. Realistically, it's just not expedient to know. And the Lord ain't gonna reveal it to us, right? In our carnal state, But when the kingdom comes, man, we're gonna know everything, man.
All right. Let's say we know in part, we prophesy in part.
Yep.
See through a glass half darkened.
Exactly. We know exactly what we need to know. All right.
Yep, it says.
Damn. That white barrier.
It says this is Job 11:8. It says it is as high as heaven.
Yep. Yep.
What canst thou do? Deeper than hell? What canst thou know?
Yeah, you can't know. It's the highest heaven. It's as deep as the deepest hell. It's the deepest as the pit.
Yeah.
What?
It says the measure thereof is longer than the earth and broader than the sea.
Yep.
It says, and if he cut off and shut up or gather together, then who can hinder him?
No one, man. No one.
For he knoweth vain men, he said wickedness also. Will he not then consider it?
Yep.
For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass colt.
Damn. Yep. There you go, man. You can't understand. The Most High, man, he's perfect, man. He has everything all figured out, all right? And it's just, we can't even really fathom, it all. All we can do is read what he said and, believe, have faith in it,
Yeah, when you puffed up with pride, you try to figure out things that's above your reach.
Say that again, bro.
Yeah, when you puffed up with pride, you try to figure out things that's above your reach.
And who do you think of when you think of that?
Yeah, Esau.
Yeah. Esau puffing himself. Like he knows every goddamn thing. He knows every goddamn thing, but yet once he thinks he knows it all, he has to come back years later and talk about, oh yeah, that research that we did 30, 40 years ago, new research finds out that it's all a lie. This is it now. But he constantly changing, and when he says something, he says it like it's fact, like he knows every damn thing.
Yeah, because you said he's constantly changing. Esau's not like the Most High. Because Malachi 3:6 says, I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. So the Lord already, he's not going to change his ways and the things that he says. It's out there. You know, his word is not going to return into a void.
Exactly.
Not like this damn devil that we have to deal with.
Yep. The Lord already knows the answers to everything, man. Esau's just the one that's trying to freaking, trying to figure out what 2 plus 2 means. Most High knows it's 4, but he's trying to, 2 plus 2 is 3. 10 years later, new evidence finds out 2 plus 2 is 7. I mean, he's wrong, all right? He's wrong. And he tries to speak boldly that he knows it all. Esau don't know a goddamn thing, all right?
Yeah, he tried to figure out those things because the Lord said if you could search the stars above and the sea beneath, then the children of Israel will see from existence.
Exactly. Yeah, he tries to really search out the really deep things that just there is no answer, carnally for. Like the Most High has the answer for him, but it's not given to man. Go ahead. And then you come with
This is Isaiah 14 and 13. It says, For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
That's pride, man. That's pride. Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Yeah, how dare he say, you know what? I'm going up there. I'm going to sit up there beyond the Most High. I'm going to go beyond that. Not only going to reach up there, but I'm going to go beyond the Most High, and I'm going to be that guy. He's on the damn devil, man. Go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yep.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Most High, millions of miles beyond than you can even think, and you're only right here. Talking about you above it all. No, man. You're simply following the steps that the Most High had already orchestrated you to follow. Go ahead.
Yep, that was it on that, but I got another precept. Go ahead, brother.
This is a real quick one. This is Proverbs 24 and 22. Verse 21, Salaki. It says, My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change.
Damn, there it is. That's a quick one. Yep. And Esau is always fucking changing, man. He's always changing his doctrine. All right. He's always changing these new discoveries and all that. Having basically, tricking the people into to believe in something else so they can start consuming it. It's all that consumerism. Like sometimes they'll come up with a new finding just so they can fucking trick you into consuming some shit.
Yeah. You just found out, man.
Yeah. Or sometimes
you don't need protein powder no more.
Yeah.
Get the amino.
Yeah, exactly. Or sometimes they'll say new finding even though we already fucking knew this. Yeah. New discovery or new.
You go to genetics. It's like, yeah, there's an XX chromosome, XY chromosome. You also found it's a Z chromosome.
Yeah, it's fucking making shit up, man.
They got their saying if you break it down good enough.
Yeah.
That's their saying.
Yep. That's why we don't go to Esau for the scriptures, man. We're not going to Esau for the scriptures. Now he has some things that he's dug up, archaeologies that he put up some things, there's certain things that were put up in the spirit, like the lexicons and all that stuff and all that. It's got its purpose and all that, but we ain't gonna go to Esau for no damn breakdown on the 12 tribes of Israel.
You don't have the Holy Spirit.
Yep, exactly. That's the most important ingredient to understand these scriptures. You can be a historian, you can know some things through history, but in order to really understand these scriptures, you have to have the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah. That is the main ingredient that puts it all together. If you don't have that, it don't matter what you really know, because you're gonna end up mixing it in with that leaven because you don't have the Holy Spirit.
That only backs up the scriptures anyway.
Yep. You have no precepts? Hit him like that fire. And then you come with
This is Psalms 140, verse 1. It says to the chief musician, a psalm of David, deliver me, O Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, from the evil man.
Yep. Who's the evil man? Esau, man. He's the main evil man. Then we got the other nations, they're evil men, and then you got even our own people are evil men. But the main evil man is Esau, because he really is orchestrating our people to be evil. All right, he's perfected how to make our people so wicked that they're evil to us. And everything, like, remember, it says when the righteous are in authority, or when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. We know that Esau's in authority right now. So everything in this whole world is completely out of order, and it's mainly because of Esau, all right? So he's that main evil one. Hold on 1 second. Okay, go.
Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them.
Damn. Yep. The way of the wicked seduces them. That's why we're in variance on every side, man. From Esau, the other nations, our own people. All right.
Yo, because you got to dumb yourself down just to have a conversation with them.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, you'll be doing the same shit thinking the same way they think.
Exactly. Yep.
Through.
Yep.
That's how you lower your standards.
You got more people. Yeah.
1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolish with Yahweh.
Yeah.
For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own crafty.
Damn. Read that again, man. That's like everything we say, man, is all backed up by these scriptures. Yeah. It's all backed up by the scriptures, man. Hold on. So, but yeah, everything, that's a beautiful precept. It just backs up everything we're saying, and it just, like, you know that it's not, just us talking out of our ass. It says this is the Holy Scripture talking. So go ahead.
In 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. For it is written.
Right, which is why we don't really take the world's view on anything, right? We don't take the status quo, like, 90% of the people think what we're doing is fucking stupid. All right, so that doesn't mean anything. Just because, the what do you call that? Not the status quo, but basically majority rule. Just because majority rule says something does not make it fact, does not make it right. Go ahead. We don't care what the world has to say, even though it's at variance with us. We are the so-called minority, you could say, right, in our beliefs. That doesn't make us wrong. Go ahead.
And He taketh the wise in their own crafty.
Yep. Got it on it?
To your point, brother, you said that we're the minority. Well, this is Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude in evil.
Damn. Yep.
Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment."
Yep.
So we don't want to be going in the ways of the people of this world because we know the ways are evil. And the scriptures command us to not go into the ways of the multitude because these people of the world don't have the understanding. The understanding is given unto Israel. Israel, we're the holy people of the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, I'll get heaven.
That's why you got a precept?
Yeah, from what you said earlier, I guess.
Hold on.
This is St. John chapter 7 verse 7. It says the world cannot hate you.
Damn.
But me it hated.
Yep.
Because I testify of it
Yep.
that the works thereof are evil.
Yep. And mind you, like, we don't take it personal. The world don't hate us because, because you fucking, I look the way I look. They hate me because of what I'm saying, because of the Yahweh Shai, man, because of the words in which I'm speaking. Or I'm coming to Yahweh Shai, and that's why they hate me, man. They hate me for what I preach. They hate me because, we all have our own testimonies. Back in the world, you're cool with everybody. You start telling some people, you don't eat pork, and all of a sudden everyone starts to fucking hate you. Because you tell them the reason why. You tell them it's in the scriptures. You tell them that the Lord's coming to bring vengeance and a furious anger to people that do wicked, and you're the fucking evil one. But they hate me, they hate us because of what we come in, and we come in Yahweh Shema Shah, we coming in this book that the Lord came in. And the Lord was the first, really one that was hated, right? They always were sought to destroy the Lord, all right?
Real quick.
What's that supposed to say? The world will hate you because they hated me? Yeah.
They hated me first. Yeah.
Yep.
John 13.
You want to make a point on that?
Yeah, just to your point, brother, it says Galatians 4:16, it says, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
There you go. And you know what? We'll get enemies just because I said the word fuck. All right? We'll get enemies because I called you a dumbass. Even though the scriptures talk about, scriptures literally said it was well, no, there's dumbass code. It says the dumbass. Get them children and killed 42 children, man. And you wouldn't be mad because I said bitch. Listen, you got your priorities wrong, man. Why I use harsh words, why I speak with such passion, is because I'm kind of instill fear in you, because what Yahweh Shema Shah, what the Lord is coming to bring, is way worse than anything I can say. All right, it's way worse than anything you read. All right, you can visualize it, you can picture it. You know, you can watch movies that kind of somewhat depict it, but it's nothing compared to what's actually kind of happening when you're in it, man. When you're really, really in it. So don't get trapped up because basically you said a quote unquote harsh word. All right, there's way more things you gotta be worried about. Like a damn bear coming and fucking tearing you up because you wanted to, offend the little ones, like the scripture says. You know? Yeah. Listen, all y'all Christians that want to get mad, you're cursing the Bible. Read the Bible. Yep. Read it first before you say anything. Yeah. Read how Elisha called the Most High to deliver or to persecute them children. And the bears came up and fucking destroyed them.
I can get it right now.
Yeah, 2 Kings, might as well. That's beautiful.
It's 2 Kings chapter 2,
Yep.
verse 23, and it reads, and he went up from thence.
Now, mind you, the backstory behind this, right? Elijah and Elisha, all right, 2 prophets were walking amongst each other, and Elisha asked Elijah, "Hey, give me a double portion of your spirit." And Elijah said, "Listen, if you see me go up into heaven, it will be so. If you don't see me, it won't be so." And as they were walking, a chariot came down and literally delivered, all right, Elijah up into the heavens. And Elisha called out into the Most High and was, praising the Most High and all that. And that double portion was given onto Elisha. All right, so then Elisha walked on by himself without Elijah. And then this kind of comes in where he was met by some children. Go ahead.
God, this is 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 23. And he went up from thence unto Bethel.
Yep.
And as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city and mocked him.
Yep, so you want to be mad because I said you're a bitch, all right? You want to be mad because I said you're a dumbass. Read this. See what has more impact.
And said unto him, Go up, thou bald head. Go up, thou bald head.
No, mind you, these are kids. You can say they don't know no better. These were little kids, they don't know no better. They were adults. Yeah, they were so-called innocent. Yep. Mocking, let me put it to you in layman's terms. They were mocking a prophet of the Lord. As a very serious offense, all right? To mock somebody, all right? To make mockery of them. And think that you're better than them in any way. And that's what these kids were doing. And they didn't realize who they were really mocking, all right? Go ahead.
This is verse 24, 2 Kings 2:24. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord Yahweh.
Yep.
And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood.
Immediately, man. Immediately looked back. He said, what? I know these kids didn't just, mock me, all right? And he said, listen, y'all get them, shalak around to them kids. He said evil. He said, y'all shalak. He literally looked back. He could have kept going. He could have quote unquote ignored him. But he said, no, fuck that. Shalak around. Make them an example. Go ahead. And what did the Most High do? He honored that curse that he said on them. Go ahead.
And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them.
Yeah, I bet you any children that might have escaped this got fucking twice now,
And they remember.
They didn't remember. Yeah, exactly.
That was gruesome.
Gruesome, yeah.
Yeah,
2 bears killing 42 children.
Little kids.
Imagine, out of nowhere. The bear that came out of nowhere. The moment it occurred. Yeah, exactly. Yo, you gotta really envision. Like, it's funny, but it's scary. But like that's you gotta understand, man. That's the beauty of it. That's the scariness of it. That's everything encompassed all in one. Okay?
That's something so gruesome they wouldn't even put it in a movie.
Yep.
They can't put that in a movie.
Yep.
They'll put it in, but they'll block it out.
Yeah, you'll see blood coming off the screen and stuff like that.
Kids,
You'll hear some streaks of terror, but that's all you really hear.
It's unimaginable, unfathomable.
Yep.
But it's in the Bible though.
Yep.
It's facts. That they don't read.
Yep. You got any more of this? Probably you got a quick? Is it a quick one? That's. We gotta say Isaiah on that? Yeah, but
This is Isaiah 30, which they say to the seers.
I'm provide my testimony.
Okay, go ahead.
Which they say, Isaiah 30 and 10, which they say to the seers, see not, and the prophets prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophecy is deceived.
Yep. And prophesy. And the thing is, like, that's why you see these guys like TD Jakes and all that. You see these big ass fucking churches. You see them dressing great, and they basically make it seem like, yeah, if you follow me, you can have this. No, you can't, because he's fucking too busy extorting it all from you. So you ain't gonna aspire to be that level. But like that's that line at the seat, and that he's able to basically suck you dry your last few fucking dollars, man.
And if any calamities come in your life, they're gonna shut the church down and tell you to go to a fucking stadium to get help, like they did in fucking what they did at in Katrina.
Yep. All that money you got given, and now you need you destitute, you got no house, and you go to the church for help, and they say, listen, they shut the doors on you. You know?
Yeah, like how much money he had hid in the walls.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Well, this is how we know that they don't read the scriptures, because the scriptures tell us, give to the godly man, give not to a sinner.
Yep.
And if you would observe
know
that,
who thou givest to. Yep.
Exactly, know who thou givest to. And if you knew that you were giving unto a godly man, you would see right there. Whatever you sowed would be like reap the same.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces.
What?
Yeah, well, you might as well just read through it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Close chapter 12:1. It says,
we're going to prove all things, but I might as well say, for any of y'all that listen now, or you end up tuning in the live stream later, here it is for you.
it says, when thou wilt do good, know whom thou doest it.
Yep.
So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefit.
There you go.
Yeah, so you don't just help any and everything.
Yep.
Be acquainted with who you actually to.
Yeah, and these other people, these Christians don't make it seem like, no, you should do good to everybody, no matter what. A good example, I believe it was, I want to say it was Katrina, maybe not. It was one bad calamity that happened. It might have been I think it was the Haiti earthquake, where all that stuff went down. They had all these relief programs and, giving your money and stuff like that. And they said, on the news, like with Fox News or something, they said, listen, the money's not going to them. Should you still donate? And the fucking newscaster said, yes. Because it's the fact that you're doing something good. He's like, but it's not going to them. He's like, yeah, but you're doing it from the heart. Like your intentions is there. I'm not doing nothing, even though my intentions are there. If it's not going to the people I'm trying to help.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So know whom thou doest good. You're trying to do to a so-called. I'll take a water. You're trying to do good to a so-called charity, and that charity ain't really even trying to help our people. They're trying to help their damn self.
That's only a name.
Those are questions you said? What she had said?
I can't get that answer. She wants somebody to pray for. So you got to
talk. What do you need a prayer for?
What?
My neighbor is bullying me.
Bullying you?
What is it, man?
I need a prayer for my rent.
For your rent?
Yeah, I'm scared of my neighbor.
Your neighbor is a man, right? Your girl? Does she want to beat you up? Why she want to beat you up?
I don't know. Sometimes when I see her, she be all right.
Yeah.
And then when I'm behind closed doors, I hear her talking about me.
Oh,
well.
Pay no mind.
Pay no mind. Just keep moving.
And don't even waste a prayer on somebody of no value. Yeah. They don't value you. Just live your life accordingly.
Put that Bible you went down.
Yeah.
You went to explain that earlier, how they got offended over something.
I said prayer of the wicked is abomination for what?
Yeah.
I ain't praying for
$1 TD Jakes here, they would have touched her hand and made her shake. You know what I mean?
Some money.
Yeah, that's right. Took her beer money.
Give me some money.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, and fucking she would have fully did it, thinking something happened.
Yeah, she ain't tell you. She ain't tell us what she was doing to her neighbor. She just said what her neighbor doing to her.
Yep. Don't put up no prayer.
Honestly, what she should be doing is trying to figure out what we're doing out here and try to get some edification. And try to better her situation, but she's more concerned with her. She's in that Christian spirit.
Yeah.
The Lord wants you to repent, man. He doesn't want you to try to get prayers for you because he's being bullied by your neighbor.
Yeah, she would have said, hey, listen, my son's not doing well. We'll put up a prayer for you, son,
I guess we're supposed to send 42 bears to send some bears to kill their fucking neighbor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You guys send a curse and she come out of the
Yeah. That's kind of spirit that they had kind of spirit though, but that didn't bring bother me none. But shit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She asked for the wrong thing,
The scriptures do say try the spirits by the spirits whether it be in the Most High.
Yeah, exactly. That's it on that. All right, and then this brother got a precept. We'll go down the line. You guys say a precept.
And how they get offended by saying something. This is Nehemiah 13 and 25. And I contended with them, and I cursed them, and I smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair I made them, well, yeah, plucked up their hair. So Nehemiah used to even fight with them to make them repent and understand whatever he was saying. So you guys are lucky that we're just here saying something. We actually get tired of people, you know, we do it.
Yeah. Yep. Even Jeremiah was warned on how fucking wicked these people are. That we're going to go into a wicked generation, you know, that that based on scorpions. Like, all people are scorpions, man.
Yeah. I got this right here, brother. We're gonna pull out Romans 10 and 21. He says, "But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people."
Yep.
So even though we're out here, the brothers have been speaking out here for years and years and years, how many people are actually coming up to the camp and trying to sincerely repent?
Yep.
And the same thing with the brother Hawashai Zion. When I'm out there's a couple people that may say, okay, they listen for a few minutes to go about their way. But the Lord doesn't want you to listen. He wants you to obey.
Yeah,
he wants you to come back into your remembrance of who you are as the Israelites, man, and to repent. It's more than that.
We say because the sentence of evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of men is fully set to do evil.
Exactly. So people think they can just, you know, go about their day. I'll repent later.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll be good. And God loves me. God loves everybody. They just go about their day, man. Nah, the Lord wants you to repent now. Because the opportunities for repentance, the window is closing.
Yep. We led the lesson off basically that, you know? And that mercy goes close. Is it on it?
Yeah.
You got that precept you want to do, or you hold on? That's it. Are you good? That's good. Probably on Matthew 6.
Matthew 6?
Not now. But you know, like all the stuff that we're bringing out, man, it is really exciting, you know, and it's a beautiful thing to understand. Not everybody understands it. And that's also beautiful in itself, you know. Like the scriptures, like Yahushua said, you know, why speakest thou in parables? He said because it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Right? It's not given to everybody, and that is a beautiful thing that, you know, it's only given unto the elect, you know. And now it's all, what do you do? What do you do with it? You know, like the scriptures say, or the parable with the talent. You know, what do you do with that knowledge then? Do you increase it, or do you hide it? You know. So once you learn this truth, you gotta try to multiply it. You know, and you gotta add on top of adding on top of adding, and build up your precepts, build up your repertoire of you know, lay a foundation of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and then multiply it, okay? Condemn these wicked ass fucking people. It is. It's Sodom.
Yeah, exactly. I got that Matthew 13. This is Matthew 13 and 10. And it reads, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? Verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For who? So again, it's not for everybody, like the brother Zion said. So if it's given unto you, you got to use that gift and multiply your talents, as he was referencing.
It was is that Peter's? Someone give me that. Basically, like the young man, the ex-Lord. Basically, when he gets the truth. What is that? Peter's 3rd chapter slug. Damn. What does it say? It's basically talking about, like, basically when you learn the truth as a young man, what you're supposed to do with it. It's I think it's in Peter. Is it Titus? What's Titus? Damn, I can't even. Salakia, I'm a little drained mentally. I can't even freaking properly quote. I'm usually a little bit better at quoting precepts than this, but
We'll find it, bro.
yeah. But go ahead. Read that again, Salakia.
Yeah, come. So this is Matthew chapter 13, verse 10, and it reads. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? So the Lord Yahushua, when he was on the scene, He was prophesying unto the people using parables, which means it's basically, it means to tell a story that represents a certain situation. Verse 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. So it was given unto the disciples and those who were also of the elect amongst the disciples, right? Because he was preaching to a multitude. It was given unto you to receive the mysteries of heaven, but to them it is not given. So spiritually, they were not going to be able to discern what was going on with what he was saying. If he said it in layman's terms, they might have said it and they might have understood and scoffed at it. But he put it to them in parables, so then it would be given to those who were supposed to receive it, and everybody else, they just walk away in confusion. Verse 12, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. So, when you're given the level of understanding, right, and you understand the precepts that the Lord that's given to you, right, you're supposed to actually put that out to work. And when you put that out to work and you try to bring forth seeds and have that bear forth fruit, it allows you to, you know, show your understanding and try to get people to repent.
This is what you said. Matthew 7 and 6. Give not which is hungry unto the Lord.
Yep, exactly. And that's
Start one up.
That's
One up.
important. Say start verse up?
Start one up. Okay.
Verse 5?
Cash.
I'm starting at 5. Matthew 7 and 5. Thou hypocrite.
No, not that. Cash, your pearls before swine. Cash, not your pearls before swine.
Coming on after.
Okay, Cash,
So after. Okay.
Yeah.
Start at 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Matthew 7 and 6. Give not which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye pearls before swine.
Yep, there you go. And that backs up what that brother was saying, man. And it's you know, like, we understand that, you know, giving these the keys, all right, to everybody is not profitable, man. That's why we try the spirits. That's why we kind of build upon things. That's why we don't go into the deep sayings too early, because, you know, why waste our time? That's why scriptures also say that a man as a heretic at the first and second admonition rejects. So we're admonishing you, and you're trying to buck up against the admonishment. You know, after the second one, it's like, well, why would you even waste my time? Why even go into the deep things of the scriptures? If you want to keep a cigarette in your mouth, talk about how you cursing. First off, you know, let's address that you shouldn't be smoking. Oh, well, I know that. All right, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Were you there when we were at the place? Do you remember the dude, the parking authority dude? Yeah, everything to say of what we were pointing out all the stuff he was doing.
You talking about the parking
the parking dude. Yeah, with the Chevy the Chevy cars. Yeah. He want to talk about all the stuff we're doing wrong. Meanwhile, he unclean. Anyway, that's besides the point.
Example of unbelief.
Yep.
You say he can't be told nothing.
Yeah.
Every type of excuse.
Yep. That's that scripture, old wine and new bottles, man. Can't. I got that precept. Oh, you got more than that?
At least they trample them under their feet.
Exactly. Yep.
Turn against and rend you.
Yep. And that's what we were saying, man. Like we're gonna be cognizant of how we and how we give our out this knowledge, you know, because we know that they're just gonna, like, what's the point, you know? What's the point to give them any type of keys? They're just gonna scoff at it and make mockery of it. Which realistically, if you do that, there's gonna be a serious judgment. It talks about not taking the name of the Lord in vain. It's another reason why you really, maybe if there's a loved one you love, you don't really tell them that. Not loved one, but like maybe a family member. You gotta watch what you tell them, because they might, curse in that name. I won't go too deep into a testimony, but there is a situation where that happened. When they, a so-called family member said something, and he fucking passed away.
Mm.
And I know the brother over there can, confirm it. Yep. So I truthfully believe that her gruesome murder was due in part to her scoffing. Okay.
I've heard of people scoffing at the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, saying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai ain't gonna do whatever. And that person got, person got apprehended by Esau, man.
Oh shit! Look at how about damn, what the fuck is that dude's name, man? A polite man.
Yeah, no
Look at that. Oh, look at him. All that shit he was talking, man. All that shit he was talking. He was like the freaking the children saying go with that ball head.
Yeah.
He got tore up, man. He getting tear up right now. He going through it.
Well, he tore up the scriptures.
Yep.
So the Lord tore his.
He shot up the scriptures.
Yep.
Yeah, shot up the scriptures. That's wicked as hell, man.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, trying to prove a point. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yep. That's an old guy, an old scoffer. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, just if I can give a quick testimony.
Oh shit. No, it's like never mind. Go ahead. Yeah. No. Yeah. When you first said that, I was thinking about that scoffer Edomite slayer, I think, and all the shit he used to talk back then. So when you first said it, I didn't really. Now I get what you're saying. Anyway, Slack, go ahead.
Yeah, just to make a quick testimony, make a really long story short. So I'm dealing with this woman, and my son, I call her, and her son pick up, and he started talking shit to me. Instead,
It's a beautiful story, man. Y'all gotta listen up to his testimony, all right? Y'all listen to this testimony. If you want to hear the power of the Lord, to a man of the Most High, this is it, man. And not to hijack the story, but like I said, when you really get into these precepts and you're praying and you're fasting and you're believing in Yahweh Shemashai, these testimonies happen. They happen to you. And it's a confirmation of the Spirit, It's a confirmation of the Spirit. Right? This was the story, it's a confirmation of the Spirit.
And we was just going into how initially he was called a bald head.
Yep.
And in this situation, he called me a dickhead.
Damn.
So like a few months later, this nigga is a vegetable.
Damn.
The Most High, dude. I mean, he's suffering worse than death, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like a 14, 16-year-old. He was like, he could have been the next Mike Tyson. But the Most High judged his ass. And he's a wicked ass nigga anyway. And the Most High got his ass. He called me a dickhead, and look what happened. I can show you a picture of it right now. Yeah, the woman, she just sent me a picture not too long ago while we at camp. You know what I'm saying? Made him a dead vegetable, and the top of it all off, he got like real bad brain damage. And he's blind on top of that. Like the Most High jacked him up, man. Showed him no mercy, man. He's suffering a fate worse than death.
Yep.
All for fucking with me. And that's what he did. That's the judgment of Yahweh Shemashai. They push you in fear, but at the end of the day, that's the judgment. It says don't offend one of these little ones. And he got what he deserved. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, man. I got numerous testimonies of having to send curses on somebody because they pissed me off, and then death followed it, man. Death followed it. Dabaq as my witness, because he came up to me. He's like, listen, man, send curses on this dude right now, because he fucking whatever. I'm telling you, weeks to months later, the dude ends up fucking dead. On some crazy shit, not just passing away in his sleep type of death. Yeah. I'm talking some serious, gruesome death. And that, like the brother said, like that puts fear in you, because that shows you how powerful the Lord is, and how if you follow the Lord's way, like anything you ask of the Lord, He's gonna be there for you. So in so much when we're going through it all, and we might have had a lot to eat, a lot to drink, and someone tried, there's persecution, or Esau coming in with his martial law troops or whatever, we know that he's gonna deliver us, and some shit might happen. Like look at when we were being led out of Egypt, how the sea just parted and then swallowed all the damn Egyptians up behind us,
They say the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon a lot of the righteous.
There you go.
Lest the righteous put forth his hands unto iniquity.
Yep. There you go. Beautiful.
This is
That's your testimony?
This is Romans 2:11. For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai.
Yes, that's right. So that's why it doesn't matter if they're old, if they're young, if they're already kind of going through it, if they're down on the rent. He has no respect of persons. All right. That's why you can't be making excuses in this thing or whatever like that, or trying to use any type of status for anything. Like the Most High don't care about that. They don't care about your status. They don't care about how much money you make. All right. He just cares about what work you're doing. All right. That's why the scriptures talk about how when the Most High comes back, he's basically gonna judge you on the deeds that you did, whether they be good or bad. Okay. You're gonna be judged upon the deeds that you do, whether they be good or bad. Yeah.
And he also going to judge you for not coming out here doing this work, because we all got blood on our hands. we are commanded or commissioned to go out there and warn the righteous and the wicked to get the blood off our hands.
Exactly. Yep.
Because when Eli didn't warn his children about doing wickedness in the church, the Lord judged him, knocked him off a chair, and he broke his neck.
Damn. Yep.
His sons were doing wickedness.
Yeah.
And that's why it talks yourself about, a man that's lukewarm is not fit to, that should scare you, man. That's just like if you start to feel yourself getting that spirit, like that's fear, man. That frightens me. Like I feel like if I'm not doing enough, like that's why I started to say in Baruch the 4th chapter, seek him 10 times more. You don't want to get in this lukewarm or lackadaisical spirit, or like I said earlier, get trapped up in them branded circuses that Esau's really trying to push out heavy. You gotta quickly break that spirit. And I'm speaking out myself first and foremost. You gotta kind of get right because you can fall into a vicious trap or a vicious cycle. And the Lord will judge you for that, man. The Lord will judge you for that lukewarmness.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit because that chick that just walked by, I think her shirt said slacker as you talk.
Oh, get out! You see that? Damn.
It said slacker, man. It bugged out.
Which one?
That chick that just walked by, it either said black or said slacker. I think it said slacker.
Yeah.
It said slacker.
There you go. Yep.
Got another one.
And it's scripture to say the Most High is not slack concerning His promise, as men count slackness. Because men are slack.
Yeah.
All right. Men are slack. Men. We just fucking procrastinators, man. We procrastinate on things. We're not always quick to do things, right? But men are, known to be procrastinators. But the Most High, you don't slack, all right? When He says He's going to do something, He has a time frame which He's going to do it. He does it, period, all right? He doesn't, put it off from day to day. He's going to do it, all right? What He says He's doing is on its timeline, all right? Everything has to fall in its particular order that the Most High set up.
I got another one.
This is Colossians 3:25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong that which he hath done.
Damn, read that again. Read that again. Yep.
Colossians 3:25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he hath done.
Yeah, or worse. All right, like in this brother's case.
Yep.
All right, the man was doing wrong. All right, so he received wrong.
And there is no respect of persons.
Exactly.
Again, you could be a little baby, an old lady with a scarf on. The Lord don't even care.
Exactly. Yep.
That's how you get people that come back blind into this life.
Yep.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13. That whosoever would not seek the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, should be put to death.
That's right.
Whether small or great,
Yep. Yeah.
whether man or woman.
Yep. That's my favorite precept. Read that again. That's a beautiful precept. That's at no respect of person. Again, I think you brought out precept out earlier that backs this up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13, and it reads, that whosoever would not seek the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman.
There you go.
Yeah, so if you're not seeking Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, ultimately the Lord's not a respect of persons. He doesn't give a damn if you old Betsy, old Shirley, if you're little Tommy, little Timmy, little Pito, your ass is going to get judged if you're doing wickedness in the sight of the Lord. It's that simple.
Yeah, and the thing too is like in our law, right? In our law, if I believe this is I believe it's Deuteronomy. Is it 14 where it talks about basically like if what? Yeah. Basically, like in our law, like if you have a child that basically wants to seek after another god, and they come to you private and say, hey, let's worship this other god. You're actually supposed to be the first to put that man to death, basically with stones, right? Mm-hmm. You're supposed to bring a whole congregation on him, and you're supposed to stone him first. Now, obviously, we're not, fully under the law. Like we can't just do that. I can't just kill my son because he wants to be a fucking LGBTQ, wannabe. I know they support it. Yeah, all their friends are probably fucking homos. Slug, I probably just got our stream clip for that. Slug, we just got clip for that one. But anyways, I can't really do. I'm not gonna do that in this kingdom. I'm gonna wait for the Most High. I'm gonna live my life, and hopefully, me so doing my righteousness, I say not only myself but my household, like the scripture says. But our ancient law, okay, if our son, a brother, anybody that came up to you trying to say let's go after Cesare Borgia, let's go after Islam, No, we're supposed to put that person to death, just like certain times we did to.
Well, he over there chastening his son right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They say all things are lawful, but all things are not expedient.
Yep.
Exactly. They are lawful for us to do that, but again, we're in captivity.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
Him and his son up right now.
It's the book of
You got precept?
Sirach
Yeah.
11
Come with this, and then you can take it.
and 26. It says, "For it is an easy thing unto the Lord."
Oh, that's my I love this precept. Go read it
And
again.
this is Sirach chapter 11 and 26.
Wicked ass son.
Yeah, y'all. That's the spirit.
Bro, I'm telling you. How many times is the spirit gonna reveal itself, man? Yeah, the spirit gotta reveal itself. Listen, that's how you got to do it.
Right, talking back, acting like a female and
Yep.
shit.
Despise not the chastisement.
Yeah.
I know he's gonna bust him. Anyway,
Listen, and you know, that's on a lower level. That's what the Most High has to do to us, man. He has to correct us. He has to give us them sharp words, but it comes through actions. Like, you know, I know for me, sometimes things happen. I'm that's chastisement from the Lord, man. Like I just gotta own it. Like I just own it. You know, it might be some sort of pain, physical, emotional, whatever it is. Like I own it because it's like, yeah, it's chastisement from the Lord. It's correction. You know, and I hope that I'm worthy. That it's not to my, you know, detriment or my destruction, but it's to my betterment and my perfection. Not perfection, not the word purifying. It's to my purifying, right? Purification. Yeah. That's what perfection is a good word, but I specifically prefer the word purification. I'm hoping that the correction is for my purification. Yeah. To make me perfect, man. Like gold. Like gold is tried in the furnace. So is men in the furnace of adversity. Got that? Oh. But so Saki, go ahead. I know I'm cut you off like 3 times. Go ahead, read that.
Oh, this Sirach chapter 11 and 26. "For it's an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways."
According to his ways, man. And so, like all your ways and how you live, like it's easy. It's easy for the Most High to give you to give you what you reap, you know, or give you what you sow, right? You know, they say you reap what you sow. What we look at?
He said Forrest Gump. What are you talking about? I got the first week you came out here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He got the same bottle as last one.
Yeah.
Still sipping on it.
Preserve.
Yeah.
Called preserve.
Yeah. Hey, I saw you said you got a precept?
Come.
Go ahead, finish.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 8. For he that's
Quiet.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
There you go. Thank the water. The water. That you just you know, backed up what I said with the precept, right? You know what I mean? Just to prove that everything we say is in line with the scriptures. We don't say anything of our own, you know, of our own accord, man. We study these scriptures and we preach and prophesy of this word and of what's written. And that's a testimony to that. You reap what you sow. And you know, we're not in this, you know, in this mindset of trying to gain, you know, worldly you know, status or worldly fame, because it doesn't profit us. It profits little, you know, just like exercise. It profits little. We know what profits us, and we know what profits us little, and we know what profits us not at all. We know that there is no profit at all except for you know, a destruction attached to it, right? You know, we know that money is a defense. You know, we know that there's certain things that we need to do and take care of to, you know, be an able body in fucking the world and all that. You know, there's certain, you know, things that we got to do and all that. That's got its benefits, but it's not the priority. We know what the priority is to receive salvation. And ultimately, when we come into this, we look at, okay, what do we need to receive salvation? What's the end goal? Because everybody asks, what are you doing up here? Well, we're trying to receive salvation. We're trying to get into those chariots. In order to do that, we have to, you know, preach onto the people, right? We have to warn the wicked of the wicked way. But how can we warn anybody if we don't know? We have to learn, okay? We have to ask the Most High to reveal it to us, okay? We got to submit ourselves to learned men who learned it in the spirit of Yakalba Page, okay? It's a whole thing that you got to do, you know? But the end goal, everything that we're doing, all the you know the hell that we're going through is ultimately to receive salvation. Okay. To wake up the elect, but in doing so, like Paul said, you know, he does all things for the sake of the elect. And we hope that we're of that number. That's all I got on that. You got a precept?
Yeah, something what you were saying about being chastened, man, because the chastening of the Lord is something that we're not supposed to despise. This is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 24. And it reads, he that spareth his rod hateth his son.
Damn. So you break it down, brother.
Yeah, so if you spare your rod, basically the Lord, if the Lord has you, you know, you're committing sins and sins and sins of your own accord, right? And the Lord doesn't judge you on that, that means the Lord basically, he hates you, man. Because if you have a child that's basically just being a degenerate and you don't do anything about it, what love do you have for your child if you're not actually correcting him? You know, and it says, but he that loveth his son, it says, but he that loveth him, chasteneth him betimes. So the chastening is to make right, to make straight, to have you go upon the path of righteousness, to keep you going back in the ways that you should go, in righteousness.
Yeah, quick testimony. I was at work. That's probably about like 2 weeks ago or whatever. And you know, this Jake, the truck driver, I guess he brought his son with him or whatnot. And I'm unloading the truck, and you know, me and Jake just started vibing real quick, like that. And then, you know, we just started going into like, you know, the truth aspect. And he was a real cool dude, but he was being really hard on his son, kind of teaching him in a way. Like, but he was being hard on him. Like, listen, go get that pallet. Then why are you going that way? Don't go. Now you know he's coming over there with the thing. You got to be paying attention. Like, come on, man. How like on him, like reprimand him, and like to some degree it was kind of funny. But and the other thing, like he did it in like because he was really trying to show him to do the right thing, you know, to think level-headed, right? And as you're taking that chastising, you don't want to take it with you know, malice and just envy and just you know, fuck this guy. What the hell does he know? Like, no, take it, you know, the way it is. You know, not saying that, you know, our worldly parents are always right and all that, but sometimes they have things to say. But the Most High, we know, is 100% right. So we take that chastisement, we take it, you know, full-heartedly. You know, we take it for what it is. But anyways, it was just funny how he was just correcting his son, like, and just on him. But he told me, like, he's like, listen, you know, I know I'm hard on him, but, you know, I just want him to, you know, the world's cool out there. He needs to understand that the world's cool, that they're not going to talk to you all sweet. You know, he's right. Yeah. He's at least trying his best to, you know, to do it right, you know? Right. Obviously, he could do it better if he did it through the scriptures and had an understanding of the precept. He'd be able to do it a little bit better, but that's it. You don't have that. You don't have that this day and age, man.
Got a precept to that exact point. It says Hebrews 12:6, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Damn, yep.
It says, if you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons.
Yep.
For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? That's the exact same point what the brother was saying. Go ahead, bro.
I had that same
you had the same
damn, it's beautiful.
So again, like when we actually, our fathers are meant to be our correctors, you know? The mother's nurture, the father's correct. And who's going to correct us more than the Heavenly Father and His Son? So ultimately, our job is to, you know, follow that correction and gain understanding, which is to depart from the evil that we were doing that got us to chastening in the first place.
Yep. And that's also why, you know, we adhere to the elders, right? We adhere to the you know, the chain of commands and the elder brothers and all that, the commandment chain, because we know that the Spirit's dealing with them. So anything that they say, it might be, you know, correction on your part. And also, it also says that you might, what's that scripture that says that? Yeah.
I got you, bro.
You might. That's a precept. Yeah, you might suffer. There's sometimes you might suffer longer, but you know, you bite your tongue and you understand that, like, a lot of times they're coming. That correction that they're coming in is to better you, right? So it's not to be, you know, always taken in a way like, oh, you know, why the fuck is this guy coming at me like that? You know, we believe that the elder men, all right, the apostles and all that, they're the Spirit of the Most High is dealing with them. So when they set out an order or when they set correction on us, you know, we're quick to be like, oh shit, you know, I got better, you know, fix whatever I did wrong.
I got the scripture of what you talked about. This is 1 Peter 2:19. It says, for this is thankworthy if a man for conscience towards the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
Yep. Yeah, so sometimes that happens. Sometimes you suffer wrongfully, but, you know, if it's so egregious of suffering wrongfully, it will be brought to its light. You know what I mean? You have, you know, there are camps that just, you know, that's kind of like, that happens where, like, that suffering wrongfully is so egregious, and it's brought to the light how that brother, you know, wasn't doing nothing wrong, and or whatever the case is. You know, we don't gotta go too much into politics, but you know, if it is egregious suffering wrongfully, it will be revealed that that's what it is. But you know, sometimes you just gotta take the correction on the chin. You know what? No matter what the case, you don't have to always get the word in, you know, edgewise or whatnot. You just take the correction. You know. Oh yeah, yep.
Let me read this next verse. This is 1 Peter 2:20. It says, "For what glory is it if, when ye are buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High."
Yep, yeah. Either way, you take it patiently, right? You're not quick to say, "Oh, I'm not wrong, you're wrong." Like, that's just, you take it, you know.
Take the load.
Yeah, take the load. You know.
Now you'll take a bigger load.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And remember, there's bigger things that that's at stake here. You know, and that's why you shouldn't let the sun go down on the wrath of your brother. Yeah, you just there's bigger things. Like shoot, me and I mean we're physical brothers, so we have that aspect at play where we kind of get it into it. But like I also understand that he's the head, so like I always will have not only as my older brother respect, but as that respect as an elder kind of thing in respect, right? So like I gotta make sure that I don't try to usurp any type of unnecessary type of authority or whatnot, right? That's just normal. Like that's just it's just normal. Like it shouldn't have to be like explained or anything like that, it was all set up. It's all set up in the spirits. I can say that because this brother was here too. We can all, me and this brother, we can say it because it wasn't something that he gave to himself, right? Some of you brothers, on the outside or whatever, you might think like, oh, this is just one of the things that we all came together in high school. That was something that was said. We all came together in high school. We all knew each other back. We never knew each other, all right? We met up, in the spirit, and we built a friendship and a relationship through Yakalba Page, and that's called brotherhood. It's a beautiful thing, man. Anyways, that's a little off topic. So.
Yeah, but going to your point again, brother, this is
lesser than.
Exactly.
That's what the word humble means. So when you talk about humility and you talk about making yourself lesser than, what are we making ourselves lesser to? The Lord, that's right. Yakalba. So making ourselves lesser to Yakalba means we are submitting ourselves to His will. The word submit means to come under the authority and control of us. So whatever the Lord told us to do and instructed us to do, that we do.
We good.
Right?
I'm gonna stand on this side, bro.
Yeah. He getting to you?
No, it's getting to the camera.
Oh, I was like, okay, I thought you was.
No, the camera for us because of the heat.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. Our etiquette, right? And our life. We don't make this out ourselves because we know that the Lord can take us out just like that.
When you said you were going to stand that side, I thought you were going to stand that side.
Oh no.
It's water.
Right on the bar.
So that's the reality, man. Yeah, we have no reason to be proud. We need to be saved. We need to save it. We can't save ourselves. But we should find ourselves grateful and fortunate enough to have received this mercy. This is mercy. We have a ticket out of this destruction.
Gone.
Okay? And we hoping to be able to cross that finish line and cash it in. But there's a very specific way that you have to come in.
If I could say, that ticket is a good analogy because the scriptures also say many are called but few are chosen. So a lot of people got a ticket. But there's only enough room that
right, for the Lord can come in and say, you know what? We're avoiding that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Man, that's the call to it. Because a lot of guys, how do we know? Because a lot of guys don't fell out, man. So we gotta be grateful again that the Lord's still keeping us going. Because it's through the Spirit, mercy, and grace, Yakalba Page that's keeping us going.
And you got to be on time, right? So, like, the point of a ticket, right? Maybe you go to see a play, you got to get to the auditorium, but there might be more tickets than there are seats. You get to that play, you get there late, and you can't redeem that ticket, man. I'm sorry, we already full. We already got the 144 and then 1/3 in there already. We were too busy fucking off,
Just a precept to what you said, brother. This is Ephesians 2:8. It says, for by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High.
Yeah, it's not of ourselves. We've been given a precious gift from on high. Nobody can make you believe this. All right? The Most High has to give you that gift of faith to trust and believe that this is the truth. Right?
Spiritual eyesight. So, the rest of the world, man, they don't know what's going on. They think that Jesus Christ is still available. Jesus Christ in 2023. It's still going. Praise Jesus Christ. It's like, yo, and it's crazy because that's how you know it's a demon, because when you tell them there's no J before 1600 and the name is really supposed to be Joshua, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? He is the deliverer. But yet you still, even after breaking it down, even when the Jews and the Gentiles, they can't understand it. They don't understand that they were scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. And even the scriptures you bring out, they still can't get it because it's a demon.
Yep. If I can add to that, that's a beautiful point to say it's a demon, because what also proves it is when you do tell them that, when you give them the evidence, all they simply say is, what does that matter? And they continue to call them. If it doesn't matter, then why don't you call them? If it doesn't matter, why don't you just hear what I'm saying and call it the right way then? Yeah. If it doesn't matter. Yeah. No, it matters so much that you still have to call him Jesus. Even after you lay it all down and tell him that it's Yahweh Shai. Oh, well, that don't matter. It don't matter what you call him. Yeah, yeah. And then continue to call him Jesus. If it doesn't matter, then why don't you just take the road of Yahweh Shai then?
Right, but it does matter.
It does matter.
There's a specific power in the Paleo-Hebrew.
Exactly.
This is the original language.
Right, and they have the spirit of Satan on them, so that's why they want to call on that name of Jesus.
Yeah, the Lord said his own name in the Hebrew tongue in Acts 26 and 14. When Paul was talking to King Agrippa II, he said his own name in the Hebrew tongue. It wasn't just West, whatever, who cares to call him anything. Well, how about you? This is disrespectful. It's like, but with yourself, you want to be talked to, you want to be called your name, right? And capitalize the letter, man. You got people who won't even capitalize the letter of Yahweh Shai or Yahweh on the comment boards. To me, that's crazy. But yet, when you write your own name, or you make positive to put the capital, you're going to write capital, man. You know?
I wanted to read the definition for the word grace, because we called already Ephesians 2 and 8. It said that by grace you are saved through faith, right? Now the word grace in the Greek is charis. I'm going to just jump to the point. It means to have the favor, right? But taking that a little further, it says of the merciful kindness by which they have God as his power, that's the true name of the Heavenly Father. Of the merciful kindness by which Yahweh, exerting his holy influence upon souls, turns them to, they have Christ, but we know that as Yahweh Shai. That's the only, begotten Son of the Heavenly Father that sitteth at the right hand. His name is Yahweh Shai. It says, keeps, strengthens, increases them in Christian faith. Now we know that the word Christian goes back to the word Christos, which means to be anointed, which if we have the knowledge, right? We have been anointed into an office, okay? We are the followers of Yahweh Shai, right? We know that the Christian term is called that enhancement, right? As a derogatory term. And that's how they treat us. They treat us derogatory. Why? Because we actually serve the power. The scriptures say if you are of the world will love his own. But the world actually hates us because we have that divine influence, which is the grace from on high. Not the whole world has it. That's why even within the Christian church themselves, they all have different beliefs as to how you come to the Lord, how you're supposed to serve the Lord, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to, but they don't got it right. They're not on the same accord. The Lord said that the two walk together unless they be agreed. So they're not really serving the Lord from the very beginning, all right, of what they claim to be faith. Let's start at the very basics of this thing. They don't have the name, right? That's what brothers are just going into. The importance of the name, emphasizing and putting respect where it belongs on the Lord's heavenly name, his son's heavenly name, right? So just starting right there, they don't know the name. From the name, it all falls apart. Because we are governed by that spirit. And you don't even know the name of that governing spirit. How lost are you? Very, very low. So much that you really become anti-Messiah. You become an anti-Christ. You know?
Quick precept.
Gone. So I'm just going to finish this for the word increases them in the faith, right? They have Christian. We already just broke that down. This is not just a general term. It actually has a significance in the meaning. Right? Faith, knowledge, affection, enkindles them, right? You got to be hot. There's a fire that's supposed to be burning within you. The Lord said that He would rather you be cold or hot, okay? Not lukewarm. So it's supposed to be a constant fire burning inside of you, right? To edify, to learn, to improve, to increase, all in pursuit of the kingdom of heaven, Lord's will. Kindles them to the exercise of the Christian values. Which are the Christian values? The law, statutes, commandments, and the different precepts that act as our guiding light through the Spirit of Yakalba Page. Brother, go ahead.
Yeah, John 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
That's beautiful. There's a lot to unpack. That's basically everything we say in that one precept, man. Packing it all up. Read that again.
Come on. John 17, verse.
So that proves every single point, you know. And there's only certain people that received it, you know. There's only certain people that received that name. Go ahead.
John 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
I was just gonna say, this all for the elect. I mean, it's like whatever's going on with the birds is not our concern. You know? They're gonna pass away. They're all gonna die. So it's like, really, when the Lord was saying, "I have lost none," He's talking about His men, the governing body, which are men. Because what? They learn the song. They're the ones that are singing the song, preaching the scriptures, right? The 144,000. The elect men, the governing body. And then along with the 1/3, the women and children and the helpers, man. You know? The rest are going to be blinded. They're not going to understand.
I got that already. This is Romans 11:7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Exactly. That's exact point. Say that one more time.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. Listen up. And it reads, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Question mark, right? Not right there. But hold on. So yeah, is Israel not going to make it to the kingdom? Go ahead.
But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, but the election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. So even though there's a distraction, that's a spiritual thing. That's a powerful point. Because when I asked to repeat it, there was a distraction. Say it one more time.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. And it reads, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Yeah, so you think Israel's not going to make it, and the Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, could just waltz in? Which, when you look up the term for grafting has to be from the same genus. So you can't take an olive tree and graft it with a citrus tree, or likewise like a cedar tree with an olive tree. It's got to be from the same genus, which is wild by nature, meaning the way that Israel ultimately wouldn't listen to the Lord. And he said, if these people are not going to listen to me, they're not going to listen to you either. But still prophesy onto the wind anyways. But the election, go ahead.
But the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
So the rest, the other 2/3, that's why you brothers are going to be encountering people who are not going to vibe with you, as they say. You're not going to understand the vibe you're on, which is fine, man, because this is a mystery to them, but it's solved onto us. It's revealed to you, brothers.
Verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber eyes, that they should see not. See not.
Yup, see not. So you can be reading the Bible all you want. People go, oh, I read the Bible front and back.
I read it 6 times already. It's like it's done. Like you don't have to keep going.
Oh, you did? Okay, so tell me something. I don't know, I haven't picked it up. Exactly. Keep going. And ears that they should not hear. And ears that they should not hear. Go ahead. Unto this day. Unto this day. Like Deontay Wilder. To this day. To this day. They still don't know to this day. And they're never going to know. So that's why, you know, it's our job to manifest that onto the men of the Lord, man. God. And that's why through the hearing of the scriptures, that's what captures the minds of the elect. That's why we're here.
Get Ezekiel 3:15.
The apostles were on YouTube for years. You know, and that's where all of us came from. Basically, saw it online, and then we all linked up, you know, through the Spirit. God, under the correct doctrine.
Yeah, when the brother's done reading his I'm good on that. He's done. Okay, go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 15.
It said, I believe.
Yeah, so you start at 15.
Okay.
It says, then I came to them of the captain of Tel Aviv that rode by the river of Kebars, and I sat where they sat and remained there astonished among them 7 days. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
We're in the state of the prophet. We're in the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets. And we're in the spirit of we've been made a watchman unto the house of the nation of Israel. But we've been given word from the Most High. Just what? To go forth and to show Israel their transgressions. Right? I'm going to continue to read. So we're proclaiming the word. The brother already mentioned a good point about the elect. Right? The rest of Israel has been given that spirit of blindness because they got to play that part of the prophecy. The Lord said that the Lord said that the slain of the Lord shall be many. The Lord was going to begin at his house. So you know that the bulk of Israelites got a very hefty penalty to pay for not returning back to their power. By the same token, the other nations, they're going into captivity. They're not getting away scot-free. They have a lot of wickedness and evil that they've done that they have to pay for. The difference is, although only the elect will be saved on this side, all of Israel as a whole will ultimately be saved, because in the kingdom, they're going to be raised up as kings, priests, and a part of that royalty, which is only given unto the nation. The world was ultimately made for the nation of Israel's sake. And they're going to partake of those blessings. So keep reading.
This is verse 18.
What are we watching? We're watching the prophecy. Measure thou time diligently in themselves. That's what we're doing. We're measuring the time. What's the instrument of measure? The Holy Scriptures. Yeah. You know? If you want the job done right, you got to have the right tool. Right? So we got the right tool. Everybody contemplating when it ain't going to be, it isn't yet, not going to be in my lifetime, all these big ass things. The scriptures is an outline to you, the indicators. Now, like the brother read Ephesians 2 and 8, you have that gift. That's the difference. Go ahead.
Yo, I just got to add.
Reread the verse again and maybe it'll spark you. Maybe it'll spark inspiration. We were going into how we were set up as a watchman. The elect is only going to get it. 2/3 been set up to play their part in prophecy, which is going to take this up.
Ezekiel 3 and 17.
Yeah, we've been made a watchman to the house of Israel, and what we're using as that measure to watch, right? I said about the right tool. You gotta have the right tool.
Yeah. Coming back to that, it has to do with the measure.
Right. Measure thou oftentimes diligently in themselves. Well, what are we looking for? What's our instrument of measure? Our unit of measure is the scripture. So we see these things happening, and therefore we're able to warn the people. Because, as the brother went into, we had the eye salve, meaning our mind is open to receive the Spirit of the Lord to understand these things. So there you go.
So basically, like the brother said about measuring the time, using the right tool, because we don't measure the end times based upon the evidence that Esau gives, right? And his tool is the instrument. Because he'll have you believing that the world's going to be destroyed by fucking a meteor strike or something like that. And all civilization to go.
The next greatest evolution of man. Is the smart city technology.
Yeah. So if we
CBDC.
Yep. So
the UBI.
No,
I'm just asking.
Yep. So we measure it with the Holy Spirit and through the Scriptures. But if we measure it with Esau's mindset, his way of thinking.
Well, that's precisely why the 2/3 are going to die. Yep. Because they made lies their refuge. They believed in the enemy's way, as opposed to the right way, which is how Shai's way.
And there is a right and a wrong way. Like, good point. If you're measuring something, you use the inch side of the ruler, you're gonna get a different outcome than you use the centimeter side of the ruler.
You know what I'm talking about? See?
Not level. Not level. Because you're not using the wrong fucking instrument.
Inside joke.
See? Not level. But anyways, there's a right and wrong in the instrument, and that's a good point. I just wanted to add to that.
Go on, brother. Keep reading. Ezekiel 3.
So it says, verse 18. It says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not the warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life.
The wicked is talking about the Israelites. Right? The wicked do not use the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. You're not returning unto the Heavenly Father and actually repenting of your evil and wicked way. You're continuing on in your sin, not minding the day of the Lord fast approaching. Continue. But if we don't warn you, then that's essentially blood on our hands. Right? Continue to read. Go ahead.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
So they're going to die. Okay, they're going to have to pay. So go on.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, because we didn't warn. Okay? And if you are warning, then you have to speak the right things. As the scriptures say, rightly dividing the word of truth. You got to be properly breaking these things down. That's why brothers, when they open up camp, they recognize not only within their spirits, okay, but in the scriptures it tells you, let them who are worthy give double honor. Because we know that the Spirit of the Lord is specifically working with our apostles and elders to give this sense and to give this understanding. And we've been fortunate enough to come under that hegemony. We came under the right leaders, man. So we're able to clear the blood because we are able to give the proper sense of these things. So now, at that point, it's on the Most High as to whether or not He's going to give that individual the interest. We've done water, planted. Okay, but it's up to the Most High to get that increase. We'll continue on. And the reason why coupling this precept with the point that the brother made, because that's how we did it. Precept upon precept, line upon line. So we emphasize the point that this whole thing is about the elect, but our job is still to go out and teach regardless. It's like the parable that casting the net into the sea. Right? But at the end of the day, the Lord is only concerned with the elect. Okay? Go ahead, Doc.
God, it says, and yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul.
And that's the point. So we have an obligation to teach the nation. We've been given a certain gift. Brothers were going into that earlier. Okay? About the riches. The Lord basically is an investment. And He gave the riches to certain men. And with those riches, and with that investment, the Lord is expecting a return. Okay? Such as the parable of the talents. So the Lord is looking when He comes back to see whether or not you did well with His investment. You got to make good use of what the Lord gave us. And in doing so, we are going to clear from that ultimate judgment, that ultimate penalty, Lord's will that we be of the elect. Now we put on as the mind, or as the elect, we put on as the elect, and we do the things that the elect would do. We follow the guidelines and the instructions. We go out, we teach, we warn the people, we let them know what is to come, what's to expect, and how to adapt. Okay? And how to get yourself ready for those things. We constantly beckoning the hand. Brothers just mentioned technology. Technology, you know, what's the whole premise of that? What's the whole reason for you to bring that up? This is coming today that it's talked about in the scriptures known as the hour of temptation. Where that see him, okay, that charagma is going to be introduced and it's going to be made mandatory. We're going to have to make an ultimate decision. And that's going to determine whether or not you're going to be able to operate within that new system. And if you don't have the Lord, you're going to be asked out. If you take that, see him, that charagma, you're going to be asked out because then you're going to have to pay that ultimate price, which is that hellfire. The hellfire meaning the missing. You know? And that's a destruction. That's a death that you don't want to have to endure. Okay? That's that terribleness of the Lord. When he comes into the earth's atmosphere, right, it's known as the second death. It's highlighted as a second death. The first death we know was the world being overflowed with water. That was like a phenomenon, man. Something that was beyond, okay, what they thought. Same thing with this world. They cannot comprehend that type of power. Now we can't even. That's the days of Noah's scripture. Right? Not even we have illustrations. We have an idea. However, even though as much as we're able to speak on it and illustrate it, we don't even got all the words to really emphasize how terrible it's going to actually be, man.
They say all the kings of the earth shall mourn.
Yeah.
Well, yup.
Right, man, it's going to be terrible. Even we're going to be, man, because remember, the seven righteous.
So scarcely be saved.
Right.
This is Matthew 24.
Brothers had like I just want to give quick testimony. Brothers had seems like that. When they were running, the earth was shaking, and all of a sudden at the last second, bam, they got taken.
Dang.
Okay?
Sheesh.
All right, so that's how it's going to be. They didn't say that for nothing. Lord's will, we're going to pass through the fire and not be dissolved by the fire. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 24:36, and it reads, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
Yeah, the knowing is Noah. Right. And like you said, that second death, that's going to be basically just like the very first with Noah. All this death, blood up to the back of a horse's bridle. If you was to jump on the horse, you'd be like this. You have to jump that high. That's why you got mounts on the horse to jump over the whole thing so to get on top.
Right, which symbolically represents that there's going to be a lot of bloodshed. There's going to be an event that's never been seen before, and the destruction that's going to, like they say, the devastation in its wake when they talk about a real powerful storm kind of place. Right, the amount of devastation that it's going to lead, all right, is not going to really be able to be comprehended until it's experienced. It says that the earth itself is going to move out of its course. That's the type of power the Lord is coming for. But remember, because the Lord is purging wickedness from the earth, where it's not going to be left neither root nor branch. The Lord is really going to be making a statement that
It's scary, if I may add, because we were talking earlier about, you know, how the she-bear came out and cared for 42 young. And they don't even show stuff like that, specific example in movies. Right. So people have not seen children die at a massive scale. Children get basically murdered. They've not seen that. And the Lord is going to bring it so upon the whole earth, man.
they're not attributed to the right authority.
Right.
The Most High did that. The Most High said that He creates evil.
Yup.
All right. It's written that the Most High had evil happened in the city. The Lord not done it. The Most High is going to create. He's Satan. And it will be deep. Right. It's going to be the Most High's indignation, righteous anger that's coming upon those individuals in whom is meant to be destroyed. by the famine, by the missiles, even by teeth of wild beasts. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of that type of destruction. And truly you shall know that the Lord is visiting the earth. And that's what we need in time of the Lord's visitation, man.
Yeah, like the pride of the women of Babylon is beyond capacity. Right? You got women that's saying on first dates, so what's up with the money? Like, wait, hold on a second, right? This is my first time chilling with you, chick. That's why the pride of these women have deceived them. And the scripture says to keep their daughters in straitly. Keep thy daughters in straitly, lest she somebody done it. Yeah, wait, hold on, say it again. Yeah, she will abuse herself with over much liberty, because these women are not able to determine who's suitable for a husband or not. It's supposed to be transferred from the father's protection and guidance to a man. They don't understand this. They're playing hopcock. You know what I'm saying? They're playing, instead of hopscotch, they used to play hopscotch when they were kids. Now they're growing up, they're playing hopcock. And they go from man to man. When in the scriptures that condemns that to death. Now, if there was a penalty like that in the sight of all Israel and all men, they would think twice about it, man. But America condones everything from homosexuality. When we saw those two women holding hands, which are supposed to be stoned to death immediately in front of the congregation and brought to justice. And also, they also committing adultery out here, which is completely, perfectly legal. Yep. It's legal in America. You used to get charged for committing adultery back in the past. When so-called America and the so-called Puritans or whatever came over here, the guy, one of the presidents, his name was something, I think it was Thomas Jefferson, the lawyer. Andrew Jackson. Yeah, Andrew Jackson. That's what, he was a lawyer, I believe. Which really is going back to liar. He was a liar. And he was also a known adulterer charged with adultery, and he kept on going with it, man. And they exalted that man to president. And that's the place that we live here today, called America. Babylon the Great. Mystery Babylon the Great.
Well, they say
the land of confusion.
Well, it's a ring of this place that they declare that sin is Sodom and hide it not.
Yeah, they wasn't hiding them women. They were proud as hell. They were trying to look us in the eyes and shit.
Right, and it's interesting because we're at a point in society now where it's just assumed the man is automatically guilty of something. In other words, if the woman leaves her husband for another man, it's automatically assumed that he had to have done something wrong for her to leave. He wasn't doing his job. Right, so they automatically put guilt on the man and liberate that woman and free her of any wrongdoing. There's no longer accountability, like the brother was saying. If you continue like that, to say that the law is slacked. Because the law is slacked, you have all this confusion. Women being put on a pedestal. All this adultery going around rampantly and rapidly. You know, a woman is essentially lining people up. I mean, who she wants to deal with. She got, beta male orbiters. It's a little dated. Now that's a dated term. You don't hear that too much. But the thing of it is you have that. You have guys that are willing. Men have become so low in society that they're willing to pay just to see the intimate side of a woman, okay, and not really get no play. Not get no play. So this place has to be destroyed. These things can't continue. Everything is out of order. Essentially, everything is out of order. Okay?
These simps to pay just to watch some feet.
Yeah.
Some feet.
Yeah, just
they got women selling feet pictures for $10,000.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how you know, listen, this place is gone. And that lady named Paige Van Zandt, she used to work for UFC. Now, she's out there with her husband, the luxury man for money. Well, guess what? It says the wealth gained by vanity shall not prosper. So you gain the money in a useless manner, in a rational, useless manner, it's never gonna go nowhere, man. It's like if you're selling drugs.
Imagine
you're not gonna prosper with that money. You're gonna lose it.
Like imagine in the future if these women decide to have children. And they gotta account for their mothers
They're bullied, man. They're self-deleting themselves because of that bullying that they get.
But does that sound like a good role model?
Hell no. Yeah, and that's on wax forever. And they say, oh, well, it's private. I'll just to my fans. Yeah, but your fans are recording you, dummy.
Yeah.
And even if you can track it, they've got alternate sources. This technology age. You can have another camera, like watching your camera on Snapchat. If you Snapchat a screenshot, somebody will know. But if you take another camera and record that, women are folly, man. Oh, people been bootlegging for years, man. Yeah, man. And not gonna bootleg your videos. Yeah, right. They're bootlegging everything, man.
Excuse me, Smokey. Y'all know the other countries is bucking up against America now. Remember when Africa said any gay acts over here, you look at that.
Yeah.
And then America put sanctions on Africa. Now they're starting to join with China, Russia. Everybody's getting away from America. When the girl went over there talking to the man, they locked her up.
Oh, so, yeah, the girl.
So all the stuff that's going on here in Babylon, you can't take that outside. And it's prophesied that all the other countries want to come against America and destroy it. This could just be the like the beginning of it.
Like BRICS nations, the 6 nations that came into league, which also fall under the prophecy of Ezekiel 38, because Iran was a player, which is Persia, and Ethiopia was a player that was added in. That's also mentioned. So this is the prophecies are lining up. One time we saw all the nations holding hands with each other.
Yeah, I see.
Like, whoa, I see that. That's wild. I was like, yo, that's gonna be the destruction. Because it's Satan against Satan. It's NATO and the EU, right? And that beast system against Satan. You know, number 2, which is funny because they got a missile called Satan number 2. Man.
Even though, even though realistically they're all going to converge into that beast system. Why? Because it's written that all those stolen great, Richard Porphyry and Bond, should receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So even though geopolitically, economically, all right, and even in the belief systems, right, they differ, and that has that part to play in prophecy. They're all still trying to advance to that technological currency. Yeah, that digital currency for money saving. Right. That's to become rich and to have control. It's all at the end of the day about control. Right? Because they ain't bucking up against that.
They just transfer from paper to digital.
Right. And it's going to be a voluntary servitude. Back in the past, Israel, if you purposely wanted to make yourself a slave for life, you'd have to have an awl, some Russian instrument go through your ear, stuff through the doorpost through your ear to signify slavery, but it had to be voluntary.
Right, well, the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
You gotta want it. Nobody's gonna force it upon you. You're gonna have to want it.
Well, they're gonna bring pressure.
Give it to you.
Right, they're gonna bring pressure. Right. Even though they're not gonna necessarily be holding you down, what they're gonna do is what's called silent force, meaning they're gonna make you a second-class citizen. They're gonna restrict what you do. And once you start to see the things that you've been investing in all your life, that you put security and faith in, taken away, it's gonna motivate you to want to go along with the program, even though you might be reluctant. How many people took the jab because they thought that they were going to lose their job, just for that job to turn around and say, we're no longer requiring you to do it. So now all the people that done lined up and gave themselves over to that are in jeopardy. Out of fear, because of that. And what I mean by jeopardy is their health had been compromised just to keep that job and turn around and reverse the decision anyway. And as the scriptures say, never trust man anyway. So they have now it's on them. That's on them. So it's a good measure as to how they're going to move forward with the mandation of the seed. That's an excellent point. Now, furthermore, the scriptures say that the borrower is servant to the lender. Right? So what's my point? My point is each of these different nations, all right, have an economy, have a military, right? And influence, they're trying to get ahead because they know that the ultimate form of control is to have a money system, right? To be able to influence the people by. That's what they get with paper currency. Everybody's operating off of borrowed currency. Who owns the currency? The banks. Every government got a central bank. This is how you know that there's really not a separation between them, although something divinely is going to happen. It's going to cause these nations to go into war with each other. But they're all trying to get ahead of the curve and institute that digital dollar so that they have that standard for the purposes of governing control. That's at the end of the day what it's all about.
That's what I said. This is the best thing for our country.
Right.
So why is that? Because you're going to get favors.
Right.
You're going to get money,
Military support, aid, right, financial support,
political support.
you're going to get your economy propped up, right? But you're going to have to get this device. This is that system. That's why you have on. That's why everything's going digital. And not one of those nations is saying, you know what, we're not going digital. No, they're going digital. And that's all according to prophecy. But like I said, there's intricacies there where, yes, they're ultimately going to come against the whore, right? Even their own allies, and they're going to burn her with fire. Russia's a major player, right? And all these different nuclear wielding nations, they're major players, which will bring this place to an end. But they're also going to have Issachar on them. And Yahweh Shai himself is going to be shooting pure, concentrated fire, the laser beam from the celestial vehicles, the Esau refers to as UFOs, okay? Or IFOs, all right? Or AUPs, right? There's several different names in which they go under, but those are the celestial vehicles, the army of the Lord is going to burn this place with fire too, all right?
Satan 2 missile just got put into the battlefield. So a nuclear arm, for the first time I think ever in history, in an actual combat setting, nuclear armed arsenal has just been introduced to the forefront. It's there now, stationed now. And that was 2 days ago. So that Satan 2 shit is live on the battlefield now. Like, it's just crazy. We know nothing's gonna happen yet.
But no, but the thing's up. It
that's
says
a
that,
major move.
it says
That's
that
like,
the Lord must with the host of the battle. So the Lord is building it up, okay? And then the necessary events will take place, and then, you know,
Like the
all out
scripture
war.
when he said he controls the minds of the king.
That's it. That's it.
So it's going to come to pass anyway, and they might even be confused, like God's trying to fly in a balloon. They can't believe the heart that these other countries are starting to have.
That's Proverbs 21. The heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. With the sword he will, like the rivers, the water, and flow this way or that way.
Right, they can't change their course.
Exactly.
He set his mind. I'm gonna set you against this nation. This nation will be set against you. And that's where prophecy, that's why the Bible is the best book in the planet. A collection of books. Because you can't do that with no Islam. You can't say, oh yeah, well, this what's a prophecy? There's no prophecy.
It's not a divine.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. That's faster, quicker than I was gonna say. I was gonna say a whole bunch of other shit. That's exactly. Say that one more time.
It's not a divine book. Therefore, it cannot tell future events. The book is the book of prophecy. We know that this prophecy is our Lord. That's all you right.
It's toilet paper.
And that's it. Yeah. That's master level, spiritual power. Master. That's the Lord comes in the volume of the book. That's why you'll have a scripture from one of the prophecies of the Persian Empire, right?
Last few precepts.
That you know.
Yep. Isaiah 45:1.
Yeah. Bring it up, bro. There was a prophecy about the Persian Empire coming into pass.
Last few precepts, brother.
And that's happened, man. Yeah. This is about Cyrus. Listen, King Cyrus is written about in Isaiah, and that was the 8th century. BC times. This was about 300 years before he actually came. Listen.
Yep. King Cyrus didn't come on the scene until 439 BC.
Come on.
This is Isaiah 45:1, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh to his anointed, to Cyrus."
Oh, to Cyrus. But he wasn't even born yet. He wasn't even close. So the Quran don't do that, man. They don't do that. Go ahead.
Whose right hand I have holden,
His right hand he have holding. Go ahead.
to subdue nations before him,
Subdue nations before him.
and I will loose the loins of kings to open before him the two leaved gates, and the gates shall not be shut.
Yeah, so he took over Babylon, right? And that was spiritual because Daniel also, in like manner, a couple of years after that, prophesied once again of that happening again. Now, he went into specifics of other empires too. Like Daniel 11 talks about 200 years of history. And then Daniel 2 talks about the different kingdoms. Daniel 7 talks about, and 8, who's going to conquer who, when, how that's going to go down, what king it was, and the names, man. The kingdom of the Grecians, the kingdom of, or the he-goat or whatnot, right? Which is Alexander. And then that kingdom would be divided into 4. The 4 would merge into 2. The 2 would then become one kingdom. And then the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Even the the first triumvirate of Rome and the second triumvirate of Rome, led by all of those different leaders, all of those things all happened as well, man. And then the 12 Caesars that's written in the scriptures too. That the 12 kings shall reign. The second shall be greater than all of them. The second shall be greater than all of them. And that was Octavius Augustus Caesar, who ruled for 40 years, longer than all the span of all the other 12 Caesars. And he was the first emperor of Rome, but the second Caesar. So that's why when you know the histories, you compile them with the prophecies, you could defend the gospel and the scriptures because the Lord comes in that volume of prophecy. That's all compiled together with true strength. The other books cannot hold a candle to this, man. And when you study to show yourself approved, you're able to bring that up. And it's edifying. That should look like it.
The Bible deals with prophecy, but it also deals with history.
So you got it.
That's a sure word of prophecy, the scripture said, right? And we're sure about what we believe in because we know what happened. And one of the prophecies, if you have another one, scripture, you got another prophecy?
They don't got it, I got it. I got the prophecy.
Fire it up. Yeah, we just showing prophecies from Persia or whatever. Because this was an assignment he was given to me. Like, teach. Teach.
Yeah, I believe that the point the brother was trying to make essentially was this is the book of prophecy. All right? And that's what the prophets do. So we've been this whole lesson prophesying. Okay? Even lambacking on from where we left at in Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. Warning the wicked from their wicked way. You know, and we're doing so to hope to secure our salvation. Because if you don't return, well, and repent, then obviously the Lord has marked you for that destruction. And we talked about the destruction. We told you about the third world war, all right? That's going to take place. Before that, that ultimate prophecy got to take place, which is the seahead, the mark, that's Revelation 13, right? And that's a very, it should be actually a heavy talked about subject because it's very prevalent within our society right now. Okay? So all camps should be talking about Revelation the 13th chapter. Right? We particularly at Great Millstone will be talking about it, okay? And it's happening and it's gonna continue to happen, it's gonna continue to fulfill because that set the tone for the things that will follow, which is World War III. Alright? That great salvation and that great destruction. You know, which our elder apostles always go into. So we're always going into prophecy, man. We're always going into prophecy. Right? The downfall of the society, the downfall of the
Esau fell. Esau dropped his goods.
Going into the salvation of the nation, but also the destruction that's going to begin at the house of Israel. All right? Through these things,
No, I'm in the shade now.
persuade men, right? The terror of the Lord will persuade men.
You got a little bit
Yeah,
of shade.
We only have to elect, like the brother said, and in doing that, we're hoping to secure our own salvation, man. Because we want to get delivered up out of here. Get to the kingdom, you know? Finally be at rest, finally be at peace. Go ahead. Go ahead, whatever.
That's Isaiah 42, verse 9. It says, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
That's it. The Lord reveals his secrets unto the servants and prophets. So, as things are happening, right, we reflect back on what the scripture said, what the precept said about that particular event, and then we bring it out to the public. Okay? This is the things that were foreseen in Daniel. This is the things that were foreseen in Revelation. Okay? This is the fulfillment of that prophecy. Okay? So,
chills, man. That's scary. It's scary to see people talk about that some years ago now.
right, this is the book of living words, living waters.
That part iron and part clay, that you see that this slippery kingdom, this unstable America is going to be destroyed, man. The way of America is the part, the miry clay, because the foundation this last kingdom is standing on is bullshit. And they can't go on together. They can't agree on nothing. That's why it's just like the plebeians and the patricians. It's just like the fake Senate, the Roman Senate. It's all they're divided on everything. This place can't even set their own backyard straight with the damn water out in Flint. And you giving all this money to goddamn, what you call it? But what about Maui? See, yo, the citizens in Maui get $700. $700 a family. But yet, over in Ukraine, you're giving them motherfuckers $80 billion or some shit. $80 billion. Multiple times. Because that war machine ultimately breeds more corruption. Man. Slippery, miry dirt. Dirty foundation. Unstable foundation.
Right, this place is partly strong and partly built. Yep. You got the clay is an inferior material. Right? They called it miry in comparison. Exactly.
Yo, I wouldn't even be surprised if we have a tranny president. Like, it's getting that corrupt. And that's why I'm so serious. It's getting so corrupt. He's just in the dark, but he it's probably Obama already.
They said his wife was named Big Mike.
And he said he fantasized. He said he fantasized about being with guys. He said he fantasized about being with men. And that's the same dude who I think they kicked his ass out of Kenya. Right? Kenya, one of those brothers.
Oh, that's right.
Brother. Yeah. He said, yo, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, well,
we don't do that shit.
Well, remember we legalized it.
Yeah.
Remember we legalized all 50 states.
Yep. Well, that was a big deal. That was like, you know what I'm saying? We made a major accomplishment.
Yeah, remember?
He was proud as hell of himself.
That was the real American dream.
Yeah. Remember that video I did with the Pope video? And the lady's like, it's a real win that they were celebrating that was legalized in all 50 states. This old ass white bitch.
That's a perverse spirit.
Yeah, this old bitch talking about it's a real win for us. Like,
Let's make the world a place of degeneracy, just like
or hanging the flag in the so-called White House. They're hanging the pride flag in the White House.
Oh.
That shit is beyond.
corruption. That's a corruption of the rainbow. That's a corruption of the covenant that the Lord gave the world. Signifying that he was never going to flood it. But then, guess what? The Lord determined that he's going to have to destroy because of wickedness. It's going to come from fire. So that's world cleansing agent. Nice cleansing agent. Right. It cleanses all that second death, that third world war. Third world war.
Burn it, brother. Burn it down, brother.
So, was that it? And with that, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
giving double honors unto our apostles and others bearing millstones, shalom to all the hopeful elect. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.